Yo, guys, what the heck is going on? What the heck? Hey guys, how's it going? I am attorney Michael Eline, and as many of you know, I'm an attorney licensed in California and Texas. But a lot of you guys don't know that I am a tank fanatic. Even though I elected to sign as a Marine infantryman, tanks have always been what I've loved. And when I was growing up, I used to build like the testers, tanks, and I built every single German and American tank that there was. So before we start the show, which isn't going live for a little bit longer, I wanted to share this really cool video. By the way, I actually had an opportunity to meet Jacques Littlefield, and I went to the military museum that he built before he passed away, and I guess his kids fought over everything. And so I got to sit inside of the Panther tank that he restored, that he pulled out of a lake in Poland. And so I wanted to just share with you this really cool video about one of the British tanks that I think is one of the best tanks of World War II before we start my show, just so you can have some fun. Kind of like a little like a before the show from this German dude. I kind of like his accent. He seems pretty cool. So we'll check this out. It's like 10 minutes before we start my show.
Hello everyone. Today we're at the Tank Museum at Bovington, specifically in the Vehicle Conservation Center, and we look at the Black Prince, so an upgraded Churchill, so a bigger one with the 17-pounder gun. Now what is so interesting is, when I looked at German intelligence reports, it shows up, they note already in mid-March 1945, from a prisoner interrogation report, there should be Churchills coming with 17-pounder gun. Now this is particularly interesting because only 6 Black Princes were built. And the first prototype was finished in January 1945. So what is kind of interesting here, who did the Germans capture to get this information from? Because, I mean, 6 tanks is very few. And it could be that it maybe was open information at that point, but I don't know yet. Now, the report also notes that the prisoner noted that a small number of these were issued to the troops and that the gun is basically the same as on the Sherman 5C. So what the British called the Sherman Firefly.
So first, a short overview about the A-43 Black Prince. The Churchill infantry tank was a rather large tank. So the question is, why did it take the British so long to put a...
By the way, for you guys who think that I'm BSing you, I just want to share this with you because this is one of the highlights of my life. One of my mentors who helped me become a lawyer with no law degree, I was able to get Jacques Littlefield to invite me to come and see his Panther. And this is the Panther. This is me. So that is me sitting inside of the 501 Panther. That's me. That's not AI. That's me inside of a real German Panther. And that is, for me, one of the highlights of my life. So you guys know, you go to the michaeleline.com website to check that out. I got to go to the military fighting vehicle historical foundation or whatever it was called at the time. And so my buddy Pat and I, we sort of broke off because he was Army. I was in the Corps. So we were like, F these guys. So we broke off from all the civilians and we snuck and took these pictures while everybody was in the other hangar. So they had like several hangars or warehouses. He was a multi-billionaire, Jacques Littlefield. And he had already passed away by, this was like our second or third trip there. I can't even remember anymore. But Pat is, I consider to be my best friend. And he was a prosecutor and he taught me everything I needed to know about criminal defense. He was a legit dude. And I think he's still alive. And I know he's still alive. I'm just messing with you guys. But That's me sitting on top of a Panther. There's two pictures. There's one to the left and one to the right. And then the picture of me grabbing the barrel, obviously that's fake. That's just me messing around with AI. But that's the michaeleline.com website, because I have like a bunch of stuff about law and a bunch of stuff about military fighting vehicles and stuff that I like what's the other one that I'm into? Judo, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, all that stuff, like MMA. But yeah, my personal website is about things that I like, the things that matter to me. I know Google is all about like focusing on this one little tiny spectacle and make you rank for that. But like for all you real people who don't care about the Google algorithm, go check out michaeleline.com. You'll get to see about the multifaceted Michael Eline. But let's get back into the cool video in the meantime. Let's go.
17-pounder gun in it. After all, they had the Sherman Firefly production started already in January 1944. And they saw action in Normandy in June 1944. And the regular Churchill tanks already saw action in 1942 at Dieppe. So it was clearly not a timing issue.
Now, the decision to build the first Black Princess was made in May 1944, so before the Normandy landings. Now, this is not a regular Churchill chassis. This was actually widened because although the Churchill is a very big tank, due to how the tracks and everything is arranged, the area for the turret ring is rather small. And this was the reason why the 17-pounder couldn't be mounted in a regular Churchill. And the Black Prince had to be created.
By the way, if any of you dudes can understand this, why is it that the Churchill and these other English tanks always had like this cloth right where the gun was mounted? I never could understand that. But what I do know is that the Germans were terrified of the Churchills. But let's get into it.
The track run inherited from the A-20, a cancelled infantry tank design, also meant that the turret ring sat between the tracks to keep the center of gravity low rather than above them. These factors restricted the Churchill's turret ring to only 54 inches. That's 1.35 meters, limiting the weapons the turret could mount. What were the other differences between the Black Prince and the regular Churchill, namely the Mark 7 variant?
That's nice.
Well, obviously the Black Prince was longer, wider and heavier. It also had wider tracks. But when it came to armor, it was the same, 152mm in the front as the Churchill Mark 7. One minor difference was that the front portion of the track frame was sloped, according to David Fletcher, to give the driver a better view, although he's not sure if that had worked out. Probably the biggest issue was it had the same Bedford twin-six 350 horsepower engine. With a combat weight of 50.8 metric tons. As such, it gave the Black Prince a power-to-weight ratio of 6.9 horsepower per metric ton. To put this in context, the Tiger won at 10.5, the Panther 13.4, and the heaviest mass-produced armored German fighting vehicle of World War II, the Young Tiger, at 8. Considering the British combat deck, which also had a 17-pounder gun and high mobility, was fielded in March 1945 and a few already in December 1944, it is not surprising that the Black Prince was a dead end. In total, about 1,200 comets were built in World War II, whereas about 2,100 German Fireflies were built. So there was clearly not a lack of tanks with a 17-pounder gun at this point. Yes, the Black Prince would have had strong armor, but not stronger than the Churchill 7, but being even slower. So let us look at the German report. It was issued by the OKH, the Army High Command, the Department for Training, and here in Section 4, Panzerjäger, so the tank destroyer. It is titled Notiz über neue Feindwaffen, Notice about new enemy weapons. The report covers 3 countries, in the following order. The Soviet Union, which was called Russland, Russia, the United Kingdom, which was called England, and finally the United States of America, which was called USA, with a period after each letter. The report is dated to the 12th March 1945, so this was shortly before the beginning of the Vienna Offensive, and the Battle of the Rhine Bridge at Remagen on the Western Front was ongoing. In short, Germany had already lost major territories like large parts of eastern Prussia, but also German regions to the west of the Rhine. So the situation was really bad. The Soviet part includes the
Wait a minute.
BS-3
So
100.
age go, dude, for reals, bro. I didn't know you were into tanks. Let me tell you something, age go. I am a absolute tank fanatic, and I went to the Jacques Littlefield Tank Museum multiple times before he passed away. I got to meet him. He pulled up in a 930 turbo Porsche, didn't even look at me. Bald head, like receding hairline. And I was just like, whoa, that's the guy I saw on the Discovery Channel when they pulled the Panther tank out of the lake. And I couldn't believe it. Like I was standing within 3 feet of him and I wanted to shake his hand, but he was dying of cancer and he clearly was suffering. And I think he recognized that his kids didn't give a crap about his love for tanks and military history. And sure enough, they broke up the foundation. But I have thousands of photographs of SD key, PZFs, and everything you can imagine. Every single fighting vehicle at that museum with me and my wife and a bunch of my friends before my kids were even born. Absolutely drop dead. I got to smell the smell of hydraulic fluid and the smell of all the tanks. And it was just amazing to be there and see all those tanks like the Leopard 1s and the Panther and stuff from World War I. Unbelievable. What a blessing to be able to experience that, having grown up, you know, where I grew up, where I was always building tank models and building all the different tanks and actually get to see them up front and see what it was like to be inside a cramped cockpit. Absolutely insane. But thank you for sharing that with me. I didn't know that little piece of fabric in front of the British tanks was for blowback. That's really interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome, age go.
100mm anti-tank gun, the SU-100, the ISU-122, although they wrongly note that it's using the KV chassis and not the IS chassis. For the Americans, it is the T-26 Pershing, although with the name Jackson and also Challenger, yet that last one was crossed out. For the British, it includes the Black Prince and bridge-laying tanks based on the Matilda, Valentine, and Coventer chassis. Additionally, there are 2 drawings provided that look like a Coventer bridge layer, which pretty much seems to be a drawn copy of this photograph, although without the people and buildings. The entry about the Black Prince is as follows. The title is Infanterie-Panzerkampfwagen Churchill mit 7,62 cm KWK-57,4 17-Pfünder. Infantry tank Churchill with 7.62 cm tank cannon barrel length 57.4 17-pounder. The text notes that the Churchill is likely to be equipped with a 17-pounder with a muzzle brake, noting in parentheses that the previous armament so far was a 57mm gun with a barrel length of 45. Note, this obviously refers to the 6-pounder. The close support Churchill with the 75mm guns are not accounted for here. The second paragraph notes that according to the information by a prisoner of war, that a small number of this design was given to the troops. Furthermore, it notes that the gun is already used in the Sherman 5C. Citing as reference the Handbook for the British Army, 8th edition, and the page number. Remember, always cite your sources. Almost the same report was included in an overview report from 15 March 1945, 3 years later. This report was a collection of notices about Great Britain issued by the Department Fremde Heere West.
Looks like a firefly. What do you guys think? Is that a
German
firefly?
Military Intelligence Department in the German Army High Command for the Western Front.
90?
This report is rather interesting since
think?
only 6 Black Princes were built. The first one completed in January 1945, and according to David Fletcher,
I love
it took
tanks,
too
guys,
late
but I've
to
never
see
been
any
in one.
action. Of course, this
03.
raises the question how the Germans got this information in the first place. 6 tanks is not a lot. Similarly, it is questionable that regular troops would really note the difference between a Black Prince and a regular Churchill. Yes, there was a size difference, but from what we know...
Really quick, so Life Under brought up a really valuable point. So when I was visiting the Military Fighting Vehicle Historical Foundation, Jacques Littlefield's museum, basically, they were showing us the Russian tanks. And by the way, guys, the Russian tanks, you look at an American tank, they look like they're Shaquille O'Neal. You look at a Russian tank, they're like honestly, guys, they're like as tall as me. They're like max 6 feet tall. They're tiny, like height wise, they're just not very tall. And what I was told is that the Russians recruited their tankers from like Mongolia, like 4-foot tall dudes to drive those tanks, because the Russians understood from their experiences fighting against the Germans is the lower the profile and the more sloped the armor, the higher survivability for the crew. So for you guys who don't know that, I mean, I'm just sharing stuff with you. I know it's totally off base. It's probably not what you were expecting from a lawyer, but my true love is tanks and the military lifestyle, the concept of love for your brother, that you would lay down your life for a friend. That's what my life is all about. That you would be willing to sacrifice yourself for me, and even if I pass away in front of you, that you'll bring back what's left of my body to my mother. That, to me, that is the ultimate. That to me, that is what a real man is made of. Give me a bunch of ones if you guys agree. Any of you veterans that are watching the show, that's what it's all about. Let's keep going.
About various reports, the troops had a hard time identifying tanks correctly. As such, this was a very minor distinction. I also noticed while looking over various German reports about British tanks over the years that quite often they knew about tanks that were still in the development stage rather early. There were very few details, generally a type like cruiser or infantry tank. The name and basic technical data
right on,
were
Richard.
known. But the basic information appeared years before they were introduced.
Hell yeah.
For me, that begs the question,
Richard,
where did this information come from? Was it open source information? For instance, the Germans for a long time included the US M6 Dreadnought tank in their intelligence reports. This made little sense to me until Chifton told me that the tank was used quite successfully in the United States to raise war bonds.
James.
Now, the Black Prince is a bit different, since here it is noted that at least some information was from a or several prisoners of war. Yet at this stage of the war, who could be captured from the British that would know that such a tank and such a small number would be delivered to the troops? As such, I wonder if this was maybe information deliberately provided to the Germans to distract them from more vital information. Note that this is pure speculation, since I have no idea how British intelligence, or better, counterintelligence, worked. Of course, maybe it was just an extremely weird coincidence that someone with special knowledge was captured, or that the news about the Black Prince spread like wildfire among British troops and thus was well known to many soldiers. Anyway, if someone of you knows more, let me know in the comment section.
Big thank you to the Tank Museum at Bovington for inviting me. Thank you to my supporters on Patreon and Subscribester for making trips like this possible. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So you guys got an opportunity to kind of see like what I'm into. I love tanks. That's my thing, man. So yeah, I don't want to show any more videos because I know that one I'm pretty clear about showing, but let's get into me really quick. So this is me, and you can see like right behind me, that's a Sherman tank, I think, or it's a what do they call it? A Hell Wolf. Gosh, guys, I'm not having an easy day. I'm still suffering from the what do they call that? The turkey coma. But I think the tank that's right there where I got my thing going here, I believe that is a tank destroyer. I don't think that is the Sherman. You can see by the turret right there, there's like a cover over it. I think that was a tank destroyer. But anyways, you can see like this is the actual tank that billionaire Jacques Littlefield pulled out of a lake in Poland. And that is me. And you can tell that's really not AI. You can see 4 fingers right there because the AI will have like 6 fingers. But no, that's really me. Years ago, when I was making real money, where I could actually afford to go on a real vacation and do the things that a man wants to do. And all you real men who grew up playing with toy soldiers, this is the ultimate toy soldier experience. That's real Zimmerit right there. And every single weapon that you see is real. It's all demilitarized, but that's a real, I think that is an MG-34 right there that was obviously demilitarized. But that is a real 76 millimeter gun right there. and that's real Zimmerit. And Zimmerit was basically like a mixture of sawdust and epoxy glue. And that cool little thing that you see on there was designed to keep sticky bombs from sticking on the actual tank. And the Panther tank, interestingly enough, was based on the Russian tank. Even though the Germans consider the Russians to be inferior, the T-34 with its sloped armor was able to take hits from a 76 millimeter German anti-tank gun. Probably not an 88. By the way, I've got pictures of me sitting on an actual 88, an anti-aircraft 88. I don't believe he had an 8.8 centimeter cannon or 8.8 millimeter if you're a Brit. That was the anti-tank version. And he did not have a Tiger. So this is the closest thing you're going to get to Bovington's Museum in the United States. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is on my website, michaeleline.com. And I have thousands of photographs that I have not uploaded into my website because I just don't have the money right now because it would take me probably 200 hours to upload all these videos into my website. But that's my next goal, to be able to leave my legacy behind for you guys, to get an idea. Like, yeah, I'm not like your typical lawyer. Like, I really love my country and I love military history, and I love the whole concept of being an honorable person and the manly man thing. You get it, Brett. Thank you, Brett. Man, Brett, you're always hooking me up. And I'm just starting to get this strange feeling that the same things that I like, guys like Brett like, or guys like Kyle like. Yeah, we like holding the government accountable, but I think we all kind of love the idea of brotherhood, like the Spartans, like the 300 movies. I think most of the people on my channel probably would be going to the 300 movies with me. Remember that movie, The 300, that came out like a couple of years ago? Well, to me, it's a couple of years. For you young guys, it might have been 20 years, but right? Like, I think I just get this feeling that we would have all gone to those movies together. I really do. I just saw Gladiator. Right? That's right, Kyle. By the way, Kyle is a former Army officer with a Ranger tab. My understanding of the Army, and again, I was in the Corps, but in order to be an Army combat arms officer, you have to get your Ranger tab. Otherwise, you're a piece of shit. But I'm sure that, yeah, this is Sparta, right? But I'm sure that Kyle can share that with us. So anyways, 0352, 3rd Tank Battalion. So let me check this out, brother. Copstar 5150. My buddy, actually my associate who helps me with a lot of my cases, Alan Beck, was also a tanker. And I think he served in Iraq, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember, to be honest, because I'm still suffering from my turkey coma. But he was a Marine, and he was a tank commander. I believe he was a sergeant, and he was an M1 Abrams tanker. And so he's got some really cool stories that he can share with you guys too. But I try to surround myself with people who are vets. Why? Not necessarily because of anything other than the fact that I know that those are the people that would bring me back home to my family, my body, my broken bones. It would bring me back no matter what. And there's a lot to be said about serving in a unit and understanding that philosophy of protect and defend. And once you realize your government's lying to you and that you've been suckered, at least you have that camaraderie that you know when you get back, especially you Rangers or any Marine, but in particular, Army Rangers or any Marine that you'll meet, there is a camaraderie, a brotherhood that is unlike any you'll ever experience. And I've been told that by guys who I befriended who are actually in the 75th and stuff, who are Army. But every Marine I know, because I was one and I am one, because you never get out, you're always in when you're in the Corps, that is an amazing experience. And BZ Watchdog's a fellow Marine, and we always look after each other, come hell or high water. That's what it's all about. So I hope you guys had a good time watching my tank video. It looks like you guys liked it, so I'll try to do some more, and I'll share more photographs. I have photographs of the radio vehicle. I think it's either a replica or it might even have been Rommel's radio vehicle that Jacques Littlefield was able to get. And I also have tape and videos and images of their BMW motorcycles, and like I said, an 8.8 anti-aircraft cannon. I've got a lot of cool stuff. But that's really me, guys. There's 2 separate photographs. And on my website, michaeleline.com, I've got a couple other ones, but I have a bunch more. And if I could find a volunteer to help me upload all my other images, man, I would love that. Because I have thousands of images of me with all this different equipment from World War II and World War I and Vietnam and Korea, because Jacques Littlefield had basically a tank for pretty much every military conflict there was. I even think he had some French tanks from the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. Yeah, that's right. I believe that the French actually had a couple of tanks. And by the way, guys, the French were all about the M1 carbine, the French Foreign Legionnaires. And most of those guys were former SS, like Leibstandarte or Das Reich. Those guys were legit, hardcore, hardened soldiers. And those guys, they preferred the American M1 carbine. So that's another interesting thing for you people who are interested in home defense. I have several. I try to keep one in each room, but an M1 carbine is an amazing weapon, and I recommend you take a look at it and learn more about it if you have a wife or kids and you're like a trucker, like a long-haul trucker, and you're not around. That M1 carbine is an amazing weapon, and it's definitely a great way to protect your family, because there's hardly any recoil, and trust me, that's definitely going to stop an attacker. It's an amazing weapon. Right on, Kyle. Kyle's building a T-34 and an Abrams model. Right. And by the way, guys, Kyle actually has his Ranger tab. I'm sure you're okay with me telling people that, Kyle, because you've shared it already on YouTube. But I'm really impressed by people with Ranger tabs. I met Rangers when I was at School of Infantry, and I was blown away by those guys. They reminded me of Marines, but they were older and they had different uniforms, but very similar mentality. And the officers in the Ranger Battalion that were there, they almost like they were like shocked the way that I would stand at attention and salute them or other people in my unit. And I was dating the Army recruiter's daughter. He was a Green Beret. He was a sergeant first class, and he had served in Vietnam. And he had a Purple Heart, and he also was really impressed by the discipline and respect that the Marines showed. So it was really cool to see that respect across the branches. So all you young Marines who are in boot camp, who have been told by your drill instructors that Rangers are basically trained Marines, they're really not being totally honest with you. A lot of it's propaganda. Yes, the discipline will get you a lot of respect from the Ranger battalions, but trust me, I know from my friends who are MARSOC that Rangers are badasses. So don't discount them. Just be glad they're Americans. Anyways, so today's show, guys, I think we're about ready to start. So as you guys know, our friend Chili finally got his channel restored. So I'm super, super happy for Chili that we got the DeleteLawz channel back up. What a nightmare. And of course, you heard all the scumbag, low-life pieces of shit like what's that guy called? Dickbag and all those guys trying to trash me and and Brian over at Here's the Deal. We're the ones who took down his channel. Yeah, right. But we know that it was probably their friends and their associates and their comrades, and we're going to find out. And when we do, then they can face me face to face in court instead of trying to destroy me and my law firm and my friends at a distance. So that'll be kind of fun too. But in the meantime, today we're going to get into we're going to start out with our first video, the best audits of DeleteLawz, and then we'll get into some other stuff. And I'll try to answer as many questions as I can and break things down as a lawyer. And by the way, guys, you got to understand something. I was pulled out of my car, my Jeep back in, I think it was 96, by a West Covina cop because I asked him for a copy of his ID. And I said, hey, don't you have anything better to do than write parking tickets? While I was loading my Jeep up to go do a mall show, I believe it was the the Galleria. Man, I can't even remember. I'm getting old, guys, but the bottom line is I was a young man with a Bally's Total Fitness uniform on, parked in front of Bally's Total Fitness, when they were still in business, loading my vehicle up because I was the director of corporate wellness for Bally's. And I was just like, F this dude. Like, what are you doing? Because I saw him like writing me a ticket. Like, what is this guy doing? And so this guy beat me up because I didn't resist, because I feel I could have taken him with my experience in judo and also having just gotten out of the Marine Corps. But I didn't fight him because I realized, like, what's the point? I'm an intelligent guy. If I fight this guy and beat his ass, I'm going to end up getting shot anyways, or having one of their prison gangs that the police control attack me. So why would I want to do that? Why would you want to do that either, right? When you know that the police, once you're inside of their jail, they control the gangs. Even though people think that's not true, trust me, it is. They can decide who gets attacked and who doesn't. So once you get in there, once the judge locks you up, there's an additional penalty that we don't discuss, which is something that I want to discuss in future videos, because I don't believe that most of you people understand how significant a conviction is, especially a false conviction. Imagine being falsely accused of doing something to a child, right? And then being thrown in there and then being attacked and abused by those prisoners because the police said X, Y, and Z, who actually set you up with fake DNA or whatever they did to destroy you, right? Because they didn't like you. Think about that. That's something that could potentially happen. So I just want you guys to understand that because I have done a lot of appellate work and gotten a lot of people who were falsely convicted in California out of prison, I know firsthand that it does happen. I'm not saying it happens always, but I also believe you should give the benefit of the doubt, and everyone is always innocent until proven guilty. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree that people are always innocent until proven guilty, including Chili DeCastro. So if you're one of these scumbags, like the D-bag guy or his friends who think that you're just automatically guilty because they don't like you, clearly you're somebody who shouldn't be watching this show right now. But if you believe people are innocent until proven guilty, you would have not have celebrated and been happy that Chili's channel had been taken down when it was. So we'll get into the next video, and obviously I'll cut in and try to help you guys understand the law. Because again, Chili is a constitutional law scholar, but he's not a lawyer. So I'll do my best to try to fill in the blanks that he's not able to do. Let's keep going.
Is Sergio Rodriguez here? Sorry, sir, I can't answer that. You can't. How many coppers work here? Can you answer if Sergio's here?
Real friendly group down here.
Thousands of people are watching. What could you do? Tell me. He doesn't have any other skill sets. This is all he can do. He doesn't have any other skill sets. Honey, you can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're gonna get sued. Let's see.
What you gotta do?
I'm listening.
Questions. I'm not gonna answer your questions.
When you start asking where you going, where you been, what time you coming home, is that what you do? You go, okay, no problem.
It's all right here.
Just save your bullshit.
Here.
Get out.
Okay.
Do I need to sign it?
Right.
Go on. Go on. I'm gonna FOIA your body cam, and I'm gonna find out if my tail lights are out in a rent-a-car.
Okay.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying.
Look at you. You're a piece of shit tyrant. I don't respect you at all. I hope you burn in hell. I hope you burn in hell. You just fuck yourself. I can say anything I want.
Why are you running my plates? What right do you have to run my plates?
16 California tag of 8 Charles Mary Williams. Hey, Officer Shepard, Badge number 116. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, Officer Shepard.
Hey, so I'm running your tag. Is it in the public, okay? And it's our typical procedure to run tags.
And by the way, before we keep going, I have to share this with you. The views of Chili DeCastro or myself don't necessarily reflect the view of Eline Law Firm or my partners, all right? The stuff that I share with you guys, I share with you on my own time outside of anything that I do in a professional capacity as a human being. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of things that Chili might do that I don't agree with, and there's a lot of things that I do that Chili doesn't agree with. But I will always defend the right of someone to cuss and to swear and to express their opinion in front of someone who has no duty to protect you. The police have no duty to protect the American people, zero, unless they have assumed a duty. There is a Supreme Court case that says that, number one. Okay, so just so you guys understand that the police have no duty to protect you. So as you watch this, understand that their duty is to protect the municipal corporation for which they serve. So, and I'm telling you this outside the course and scope of what I do as a professional, outside the course and scope of what I do as a lawyer. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
How are you? What can I help you with?
Well, you can't help me, I guess. I mean, I don't need any help.
You don't need any help?
No, I don't need any help. I mean, I'm pretty self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Badge number is 677.
How you doing, Mike?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, man. How long you been a copper for?
For almost 9 years here in Green Bay.
A lot of places I go to, they say the cops are terrible. I was just in Philadelphia, and they said that people I interviewed on the street said the cops are all pretty rough around there.
Mm-hmm.
But the citizens I talked to yesterday here in town, they all said that you guys. I didn't really get any complaints. I said, is there any particular cop who harasses people? Go ahead. I said, was there any particular police officers who were harassing you or bothering you or anything like that? And they really didn't have any. They didn't really have any. I didn't hear.
Walk with me, so I'm just doing away my
Oh, you want to hang out? I'll hang out with you, man. Cool.
That's good. How was Philly?
Rough.
Rough? Where are you from?
Philly was rough. West Coast.
West Coast?
I'm from the West Coast. Yeah, I go around all around the country. And,
By the way, Chili's being kind because he's being interrogated right now by this officer. This is a smart cop, right? He's got the mullet kind of thing going on. He knows how to interrogate. They always try to pretend like they're your friend as they're trying to find a way to take your money, put you in torture cuffs, and throw you in the dungeon. Let's keep going.
pretty much if things are copacetic, I'm pretty copacetic.
Nice, awesome.
You know, I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual.
Absolutely.
Until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID. Or I mean, this is just what I do.
Putting this on YouTube?
Yeah, brother.
What's up, brother?
You'll be on YouTube. This is Mike. Mike's been nothing but polite so far, so I'm happy to see that. Well, I'm going to go inside and take a look around and see what you guys got for decorations.
Mullet Mike.
Let's go see
Mullet
what we
Mike.
got
Right on,
in
Mullet
here.
Mike.
It looks like there's a double door here. Alrighty. Police public call box. Hey, good morning. How are you? I just wanted to come into the
Right, Life Under saying, where are you from, right? Because now they can run a warrant check on you, right? That's all they're doing, guys, just so you know. Never talk to these guys. The deal is Chili didn't have any warrants out for his arrest, and he knew it, but still, I wouldn't. But at the same time, he's sharing some valuable educational material with us. And honestly, the cop was pretty cool, and that's the way it works.
world famous Green Bay Police Department. And, you know, because you guys are known, I mean, you know, Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
So I stress test rights all over the country. I go from police department to police department. You know, I have a First Amendment right to film. So that's, I just go in and make sure that my rights are being respected.
Oh, cool.
This is just part of making sure our freedoms are respected. That's,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very nice.
that's all I'm doing. And I met Officer Mike outside. He was pretty nice.
I don't know quite that tall, but
Officer Mike.
He was really tall. That guy was really tall. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, not really much to see here. No one's said anything to me. Like I said, you know, these things are typically if
You're Dan?
am I Dan?
Yeah.
Between Dan. I cannot confirm or deny my name is Dan. But what's your name, sir? Are you a copper?
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
What's your name and badge number then?
Well, I don't have to give you that because I'm not working.
Oh, you're not in your official capacity. I wonder that.
But, sir, do you feel like being recorded? No, so you can't do that in here.
Mm.
You can do it to us all you want.
So let me-
you can't record other people.
Now let me tell you this. Go pound sand.
You can-
Go
but you
pound
can't record
sand,
other
bro. Go get on your knees and eat my shorts.
people.
Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts.
He's
I'm filming
funny,
them right
man.
now. What are you gonna do about it?
So-
What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I can keep going.
No, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, Chili is like the Joe Rogan of cop watchers. Give me a bunch of ones for Chili. You know, you can tell how popular you are by how many people on the other side that hate you. Think about that. You can tell how popular you are by on the other side, the people who want to lock people up and falsely accuse people, by those people that hate you. Check him out. Look, I wouldn't do the things that he's doing. I don't have the balls to do what he's doing. Because every time he walks into a station and does this kind of stuff, He's literally he's risking going to jail every single time. Just keep on watching, guys. Like, there are not very many freedom fighters that have this mentality. Keep it up, Chili.
No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig.
Here you go.
My name is
Let's check
Chili
him out.
Castro. I'm a constitutional law
Wait,
scholar.
hold on
Here's
a
the
minute.
law right here,
Wait.
dunce cap.
Wait, Kyle, what is that bag called? I think it's called the dump sack. Kyle, where you at, brother? I got a former Ranger trained combat arms army dude. I'm pretty sure that thing's called the dump sack. So this guy comes out and says, I'm not here in my official capacity, but he's wearing a duty belt or a combat belt, whatever the hell they call that thing. And he's got a freaking dump sack. And that dump sack is designed to where you can throw your mags in there after you've emptied them out. So Kyle, I want to hear what you got to say about that dump sack. Let's put it back real quick so these people can watch.
No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty
Yeah,
jackboot
dump
thug
sack,
pig.
dump sack.
There you go.
Right there. Boom.
My name is Chili
It looks like it's
Castro.
got
I'm a
some mags in
constitutional
it.
law scholar. Here's the law right here, dunce cap. There's always one dumbass pig. You stupid pig. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. You should have minded your business, you moron. What did I say? I said it was pretty boring. I was about to leave. There's always one dumb pig. Always. Come on out here and arrest me, buddy. Come on out here and arrest me. There's the jackboot thug pig. We found him already. I was here for 7 minutes. Now, Mike back there was very respectful. But that dumb pig had to come out here and give me orders. And that doesn't work.
And by the way, this
That
is a
doesn't work,
reaction
piggy.
video, guys.
That don't
'Cause
work.
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to say stuff like this anymore on YouTube. So just everybody, please type in the little chat box. This is a reaction video. So far, the last several videos that I've tried to show automatically get demonetized because of course we know that people who hate Chili hate me as well. And they're doing everything they can to try and harm me and my family because they're pieces of garbage. But just understand that the First Amendment still applies, and I'm going to stand tall for freedom before I stand tall for a bunch of commie leftists from Silicon Valley. Keep going.
Can't do that. You see, ma'am, I'm telling you, this is the reason why I do this. I know you have to stay on the cop side. I'm not saying you're on my side. I'm just talking to the audience right now. You see, this is why we do it. You know, you got people like that who don't know that this is a public forum. I can film in here anytime I'd like. So let me show you guys. Let me just put this right here. Okay. Inside your trifold, it says right here, right to film cops. And this would include police departments, police stations. You know, this
What's
would
the other
include
term,
this
dude?
right here. You have a First Amendment right to film police. That right does not change when you go into a police lobby. It's right there, the right to film cops. Now, I'm not sure if he has to identify when he's not in uniform or not.
Got it.
But
Copy
I'm
that,
pretty
sir.
sure that if he's going to act in his official capacity as he did, I need that cop's name and badge number. I need to speak, ma'am, I'm sorry. I need to speak to the commander here. And I'm going to need his name and badge number. You can't come out and act in an official capacity and not identify yourself after I asked him to identify. That's not how it works. God bless America. That's what I'm trying to say here. You don't get to act in your official capacity and not identify yourself. I got him on camera. Eventually I'll find out his name and badge number. It's not just that cop right there. I don't have to identify myself. He has to identify who he is. And then he started to give me directives as though he was working in his official capacity. That's the problem. You don't get to do that. You don't get to have it both ways. Either you're working your official capacity or off duty. If you're off duty, then you don't have to identify. And I'll explain the same thing to the commander there as well. Do you got your policy book here, ma'am? Do you have your police, what the policies are for the Green Bay Police Department? Do you have a copy of that with you? Could I get a copy of that, please? I just want to see if the cops have to identify in this particular city and state. I just need a name and badge number. Be happy to move along. I just need a name and badge number. I guarantee you, when I release his name and badge number, there'll be people in this town who say that this guy's a jackboot thug pig. Guarantee it. Guys like that who want to be in control.
You know, Sean made a really amazing comment just now, and the issue is when the government controls the camera, it's perfectly okay. And there's cameras everywhere watching us. But as soon as a regular American citizen says, hey, I want to film the same people who are filming me, all of a sudden they're the enemy. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that that's wrong. Our founding fathers certainly wouldn't have supported that, right? Think about that. Our founding fathers, we had a violent revolution because the king tried to take our powder houses, tried to take our ability to defend ourselves from him. And they don't even teach that in school anymore. Instead, they teach you the guns are evil and people who have guns are white, racist, crazy people. That's what they teach you in the public schools. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree. Give me a bunch of twos if you disagree. Let's keep going.
Control and in charge of everything and everybody. They behave that way with everybody. That shift commander's right there. He has to address something right now. I sue people. I travel the country suing police departments. I'm going to sue, and I'll sue him as well. He'll be listed. I will sue you guys. I have to get his name and badge number. He doesn't get to tell me what to do and act in an official capacity and not identify. I guarantee you he violated policy.
Yes, and it is our policy that we have to go to our next available supervisor. So we're looking to see if our other sergeant or lieutenant will be coming out. We're getting somebody to come out, but we have to go through our policy to go.
Did you hear I was leaving? Did you hear me say? Did you hear me say? Well, this was pretty boring. Nothing going on here. And I was getting ready to walk out the door. Comes out here, asks my name. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he starts telling me what to do. I just need his name and badge number, and I'll get out of here. That's all I need. Name and badge number. It's tough, man, when the hands shake. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if it's adrenaline or what it is. So here's the funny part. That copper who came out and complained, as I was out there, I just remembered that when I came over here and showed you guys this, what I didn't show you was this little room over here. If that copper has a problem with someone filming here, or he feels like someone in this lobby needs some privacy, there's the space right there. There's chairs in there. There's 2 chairs in there. There's a little space right here where he could take someone who wanted some privacy. It also says right here, there's a lock on there. So this is a restricted area. I can't go behind a locked door. It's a restricted area. I mean, I would hate to stay here all day. I'd hate to be here all day long.
I'm sorry, sir.
I would hate to stay here all day, but I will until I get that guy's name and badge number.
He just came in from off the road.
Okay, so I need his name and badge number. When I get back to LA, I'll be making some constitutional law scholar sweatshirts. Those will be coming out just in time for Christmas. You gonna give me his name and badge number, Mike? God bless. Yeah, is that a little private area right there? There you go. Yeah.
Today I need some help with producing our car, our mailing,
My dad was in the police department from 1946 to 1981. He retired as a shift commander. And I'll tell you what, this fire station was built in 1969. And he was here from 69 to 81. He was a shift commander here. And before that, you know where the big city hall is? When he first started, that city hall was built in about 1955, and the old city hall, he was in there. And then after that, but is there anybody I could talk to here? Huh?
All right, just give me the shift commander's name and I'll file.
That's pretty good, actually.
He's going to be shocked when he gets litigation filed in his name. Give me the watch commander's name. What's his
Right
name?
on, Kyle. Good seeing you,
I'll
brother.
file against that
Number
name
5,
right
sir.
there. You don't want to do the service? Fine. Then accept what I do.
Hi. Are you
Pretty.
who wants to talk to me? Thank you.
Good looking lady.
I'm Erin.
Aaron,
Pretty
nice to meet
hot,
you. I need that cop's name and badge number.
Sure.
I'm not going to go
Just so I
outside.
can, I know, I just want to be able to hear you.
So guys, what do you think? Would you, would you?
So you step out here if you want. You shut that door.
Yeah, sure.
Nice to meet you. Aaron, your name?
Erin,
How
yeah.
you doing, Aaron?
Good.
So listen, my name is Joey Castro. The name of my channel is called DeleteLawz. I'm a constitutional law scholar.
Sure.
I travel the country
Okay.
and I hold police departments accountable. I'm known all over the world.
Okay.
And if I don't get that cop's name and badge number, then I'm gonna file litigation I'll file against you, Aaron,
Sure.
because that's the only name I have.
Okay.
He's not allowed to come out and say to me, hey, what's your name? And I say, what's your name and badge number? He says, I'm not on duty. I say, okay, fine. He says, your name Dan? I said, I'm not gonna confirm or deny my name. And then he says, okay, well, you can't film any or then he tries to work in his official capacity.
Sure.
You don't get it both ways. I'm a little bit incensed because I was leaving here. I've been here for 9 minutes. I've been here for 56 minutes now. He threatened to come back out. I don't know what he meant by that.
Oh, come
but I
on,
need his
Ryan
name and
Labs.
badge
Come
number
on,
because what I
man.
wanna
Just a
do is ask
one-time
people on
thing.
screen
What's
today
up
when I
with
put
you,
in a
dude?
short-
Come on.
short video. Who
Ryan
he is,
Labs.
and if other people have complaints against this guy. If he
What
has
is your
to
major
me, I'm just
malfunction,
a guy
Ryan Labs?
I certainly don't look like a thug or a gangbanger. It'll take me about 4 hours to write it.
Sure. So what I'm hearing from you is.
I need his name and badge number.
Yep, you're upset because he didn't identify himself.
You can't act in your official capacity and not give your name and badge number.
Camera before I came out here, and it looks like he told you his name was Solomon. Is that correct?
No, he didn't. Came out, I mean, I have it on video as well. I have it on 2 cameras.
Sure.
He came out and asked me what was my name was Dan. I said, I'm not gonna tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he said, well, you know, you can't film in here. You're making someone feel uncomfortable. So then I went right over and I put the camera on. The guy said, what are you gonna do about it?
Sure.
Because I'm allowed to film I don't like to put my camera extend on people's faces.
It's okay.
But I mean, Aaron, if you want the lawsuit against you, you go online, you go on Google, then I pay Google a little fee to put your name at the top of Google.
Well, no.
And that's what I do.
There's no reason to file a lawsuit against me. So
I need his name and badge number.
you've got his name on the back here, and you
Okay.
also have my card with my contact information. We went away from badge numbers because we changed from badge numbers.
Right on,
to
Chili.
Solomon
seniority.
Aries.
Bro.
Is he a lieutenant,
So
a
that's-
captain, a sergeant? What is Solomon?
Since I'm a lawyer, I can't really ask Chili directly, but Chili, she gave you her number, dude. Come on. Did you score one for the team? Help us out, guys. What do you think? Age go? Do you know? Did Chili score one for the team? Inquiring minds want to know.
He's a police officer.
He's an officer.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, sir.
he should not be promoted. There are not 1 video or 2 videos. There's millions of videos of cops abusing, raping, torturing, killing, prosecuting, persecuting people. Put your hands behind your back, and I'm gonna put you in these torture cuffs. Those torture cuffs were created. by
Yeah,
the
right,
federal.
man.
Then you put me in torture cuffs, you put me in the back of that car. It's claustrophobic. Then you strap me in it.
Did
It's
you put your seatbelt on yet?
with your arms behind your back on a hard plastic seat where your cuffs are getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Sometimes that happens, yeah.
The reason I hate cops at 18 years old, they put me in the torture cuffs, my hands were purple. They were torturing me because I told them to F off so many times. So they tortured me for drinking.
Sounds like you had a really bad experience.
Oh no, millions of people have. My channel's huge. Millions of people have had this experience of being abused and hurt by police. I've only been treated humanely by cops a very few times in my life ever. And that's only because I became famous online. You can't use humane straps?
So, yeah, I don't think we go that route. But that's a whole different.
But why
that's a
don't
whole-
you?
That's a whole
And
nother
this is,
story for a
and this
different
is,
day, and I'd be happy to talk
right,
to you
and
about
that,
it later.
and by the way, what you're saying right now is the
Yes, sir.
same thing that we hear hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Hey, we can't talk about that. You know, it's not gonna do
Well,
that.
it's not that we can't, it's just that now is not the appropriate time.
But you're the supervisor. You came out to talk to me. That means that you have some clout here. How many people want to push you? Very few. Very, very
Come
few.
on, James. You tap.
You think
Come
people
on,
want to
James.
attack
Be
cops?
real,
I
bro.
think
Come
sometimes
on.
they do, yeah, and I know that they do because I work in this job, so.
You've been
it's not
attacked?
Like I said,
How many
I'd love
times?
to have you on a
How many
ride.
times have you been attacked?
Come on, James.
I
Come
got
on,
your
don't
card.
mess
How many
with
times
us,
have you been
man.
attacked?
You can get a hold of me.
How many times
either
have you been
way,
attacked?
okay?
Just tell me.
Real.
Answer. How many? How many times have you been punched? Who would punch this face?
Very nice to meet you.
Take care, Aaron.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Scrubzilla. What's up,
Magnetic
homie? Haven't
personality.
seen you, brother.
Yeah, you have a real good vibe about you. But the problem is that when you wear
What's
that
up?
blue line flag, you
What's
create
up?
a
What's
divide
up?
between you and I.
What's up,
You make
homie?
it so that you're on
What's
that
up, homie?
team and I'm not on that team. Oh no, there's millions of people who feel like I do. There's millions of people. There's millions of people who hate that thin blue line because it represents the way we see it is it represents a gang. It's a gang. Really? Take care of yourself, man. Remember, don't shoot anybody, bro. Don't shoot anybody. I was just so full of angst just now that someone's gonna walk up to me and ask me what I'm doing here. She wants to ask me a favor.
Let me ask you one favor, please.
What's your favor?
This is a corporate building, and
Is that Ellen DeGeneres?
this building. Anything else around here? You're welcome to film.
Guys, give me a bunch of ones for Ellen DeGeneres. The fact that she's willing to like lower herself from being a TV commentator and also get a job as a security guard. Give me a bunch of ones for Ellen DeGeneres. Whatever he's doing now, I appreciate what he's doing for this country by showing that he, as a talk show host, can also be a security guard. Give me a bunch of ones for Ellen DeGeneres, guys. Let's check him out right now.
Building right here?
Yeah, please keep it out of your filming.
Oh yeah? Okay.
And it's not public.
Okay.
It's privately owned.
This building right here? You want me to film this building?
Yes, sir. Are we playing who's on first?
Good
You
job,
need
Ellen.
to stop filming it.
I'm not going to.
You need to.
You're
Please.
gonna solve me? There's
No.
thousands of people watching.
I don't
Ellen!
care.
You're coming up to me. Please step away from me.
I'm coming up to you so I can
Please step-
speak to you in
I'll
private.
film the building all I
In
want.
private, in public.
This is a public space, is it not?
No, it is not.
That's not a public space.
That is, this is not.
This is on public space?
No, sir.
Oh, this isn't. I'm not on public space right now?
No, you're on private property.
Okay, so
Once you reach the red bricks,
Ellen.
and you do not film this. 46 to G3.
Give me a bunch of ones for The View and Ellen DeGeneres for going out there and being a security guard to show us that she cares about private buildings. Let's go.
This lady's crazy. She literally told me I couldn't film this building. You guys got to fight the power. Don't let people push you around.
I don't let anybody push me around.
Well, what are you talking about? I can't film this building. Is that what you just said?
Right on, Paul
Is that what you
Hugger.
just said?
This is a corporate building.
I don't
It's
care what it
private
is.
owned.
Okay.
Sensitive things in
It has sensitive things in it? Like what?
Yes, so you can't film it.
I can't film it?
No, sir.
I just said I can't. I can't. She said, let's call the PD.
So Google Maps, right? Like Google Maps can film buildings, use satellites, whatever, but this guy can't because why? Because he's provocative. And guys, look, you guys know that as a lawyer, I don't do things the way that Chili does, but I will die fighting for his right to do the things that he's doing. That's what I want you guys to understand. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I want you to go and do what he's doing, but I am so grateful to the Lord that we have people like him that hold the government accountable. And I'm not going to sit here and go, he's doing this and that wrong. No, I'm not. Because I think that our Constitution, our Bill of Rights means something. And to sit there and say, oh, he's doing something that offends people. No, that's not how it works, guys. That's why we have a Constitution and a Bill of Rights, and we have natural law. Let's keep going, Chili. Give me a bunch of ones for Chili DeCastro, by the way, guys. Chili 3, frauditor scumbags 0. Let's keep going.
Getting better. It's getting better.
So what's going on here in Tempe is every time someone comes out of that building, security interacts with them.
Just a heads up, so we just received a call from Chase. So we don't have an issue with you hanging out like that.
Right on, SW Observer. Yes, good day.
Like loitering.
Loitering. Isn't loitering when you come in and you don't buy anything?
No, so you're just hanging on the private property. So we don't have an issue with you hanging out at all. Chase is complaining that you're filming the building.
Chase is complaining or the security is?
Chase security is.
Okay, so that's not Chase though. I'm just standing here talking to my people. I got thousands of followers.
So just so you guys know, that area in front of that building, unless the law changed, I'm pretty sure there is a public easement where basically that building had to cede any ownership of the area in front of that building unless certain circumstances, which could be loitering. But loitering would mean somebody who like sitting at a bench, like a homeless person, right? Because the intent of the law is what matters. So if there's a homeless person trying to sleep there, that's loitering. But he's walking around filming. If CNN was out there, those guys would be trying to give their name and phone number to that news agency, right, guys? Right? Think about it, because they want to become famous so they can quit their stupid security job. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree with me. Give me a bunch of ones, or give me a bunch of twos if you think I'm full of crap. Let's keep going.
So I don't have an issue with you whatsoever. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what how are you guys doing, by the way?
Good, how are you?
You guys are good, man. You all right, bro? You all right? You all right? God
So-
bless you both, man. I hope you guys are okay.
No worries. So the only thing wrong is basically what's going on. They're asking us that you.
I love this guy. He's freaking so good,
So
man.
this is public property, right?
This is all private property, actually.
That is too?
This whole area is private.
Yes, center point.
Where's
There's
the
actual
easement?
several,
There has to be a place here that's public property.
This is all private.
That's not possible.
Because we work for we're for this whole
I-
area.
We're private property.
I'm a constitutional law scholar. Okay, let
Okay.
me just tell you. Let me help you guys out. You cannot have a road going through somewhere and not have a public easement.
By the way, I'm a lawyer, and everything Chili is saying is 1,000% true. Okay, guys. So all you morons who want to make fun of him and say, "Oh, he's blah, blah, blah." No, what he's saying is true. All right, and I'm somebody who's been practicing law for 20 years now or longer, as a paralegal and as a law clerk, and as someone who also externed for the California Court of Appeal. And I'm telling you right now, what he's saying is absolutely true. And look, again, I'm a civil guy, all right? But I like displaying people like Chili. He may not be super civil, but guess what? If it wasn't for guys like him, I wouldn't have a job, because my job is to make sure that he has the right to keep doing what he's doing.
That's
Okay.
impossible. So there is somewhere here that is public property, whether you guys like that or not.
That's fine. So I'm letting you know, There are several signs posted in this area saying this is private property.
Okay, sure, but there has to be somewhere between here, between that building and that road that is not private property, or you wouldn't be able to have a public road there.
Okay, so from my understanding, that is actually a private road that's owned by the property owner.
No, my friend. From your understanding, let me see. This is why you film and you educate these people. He literally thinks and believes that a road going through Tempe, Arizona, is a private road owned by Chase Bank.
No,
You understand?
It's owned by Chase.
It's not owned by anybody privately. That is a publicly funded road.
Okay.
Meaning, for every publicly funded road in America, there has to be a public easement, regardless
Boom!
of what that easement
Right on,
is.
Chili. Good job, dude.
You see?
Okay, that's fine.
Good
You
job.
So all I'm
So
telling you
right.
is that Chase doesn't want
He's
you
right.
to film a building. That's totally
Right.
fine.
But Chase doesn't have that option to tell me not to film a building
Right.
from a public space.
And I'm not telling you to stop filming. I'm
Oh.
only telling you that's what they want you to stop doing.
And then we got the copper on the scene. You know, you should really charge that woman for wasting public funds. What are you doing here? The woman who called the police on me for having a cup of coffee and talking to my followers. I teach constitutional law. I teach police procedure. Yeah, my shirt says overturn Terry. So what are you doing here, officer? Okay, well, so this is it. So guys, this is called a Terry stop. When he gets a call for service,
You should look it up. You should look it up. You should look it up. You should look it up.
oh, it's not. Educate us, officer. Officer. Well, but why are you here though? You. Of course he did. He's a coward. They're all cowards. Don't become cops, guys.
Okay.
You guys are about to hear an education. This is my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
I'm going to educate this cop as to what the laws are, and you guys are going to get to watch. So, this cop, of course, he walked away because he knows he's about to get his ass schooled. He's about
The dude is a freaking enigma. This guy right here that you're looking at, the reason why he's so hated is for the same reason why he's so loved by so many other people. Take a look at this guy, guys. He's got enough gonads to go out there and actually confront the war machine. Give me a bunch of ones for Chili.
get schooled, and you guys know it. So let me help you guys out. When there's a public road in the United States of America, it's funded by either state or federal funds.
Right.
Okay, so once something is funded by state or federal funds, that means if it's going to be in a residential area or a school, university campus area, that means that the road has to have a public easement.
No, I'm aware of that.
So that means that all this property here cannot be owned by a private individual or a private corporation.
The road?
The public easement. So the road.
No, I understand that.
Right. So that means that somewhere between.
Well, Richard, they also called Braveheart Sir William Wallace also a coward, right? But look, I visited Chile when he was locked up. I'm the only person, as far as I know, who actually physically got to visit him. And I'm telling you right now, guys, maybe his next of kin, but outside of that, this dude's no coward. I mean, he's legit. He's a legit dude. And just because he does things differently than the way I would as a lawyer, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to support his concept of supporting the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment. And we all, especially us lawyers, instead of lawyers trying to hang out with all the fraudster, low-life idiots, lawyers should be standing tall for people who are trying to support the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment. Give me a bunch of ones if you think any lawyer that would support the fraudster people is a piece of garbage. Let's go.
That road and that building is a public easement. That's a fact.
Okay.
So I would be willing to go to jail so that I can sue them and get his ass put in jail
If
for 2
that's
years.
your prerogative, that's totally
Oh
fine.
no, I'm just telling you the law.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the actual law.
Okay.
Remember, I'm a constitutional law scholar. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do. This is what these people are watching for right
What's
now.
your name?
Call me good citizen.
That's fine. I was curious what your
You guys seem cool. Oh, my website's called DeleteLawz with a Z.
DeleteLawz?
DeleteLawz with a Z. You guys
Okay,
can watch
cool.
it.
Thanks.
Will you tell us what a call for services then, officer? Will you educate my followers? I just want to know what somebody calls. So someone calls the police, and when you initially engage with me, what's that called? What's that called, sir?
Consensual
You
encounter.
walked right up to me, but what's that called? What's that called? No, come on, officer. Don't be a coward. Admit it. It's a Terry stop.
Well, they want to call it a consensual encounter.
We don't have an issue. Like,
Press charges. First of all, you have to be trespassed by the organization. I can interrupt anybody I want. Houston versus Hill, 1987. I'm not trying to be rude. I just want to hear what you're talking about me. I haven't done anything wrong.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Call me good citizen.
Okay. You're a trespass warrant from the building?
From
So
who?
you can't Chase?
Chase didn't trespass
No.
me. That's not
If you
true.
Go back in the building.
You're not
you'll be
telling me.
arrested for trespassing. Do you understand that?
No, I don't understand. I want to hear from a Chase representative that I've been trespassed.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not true, and you're lying, and you're a liar and a
You want to
fraud.
hear from them?
Yeah, I would like to hear from the actual representative
From
from Chase, not
the security
security.
that-
No, that's
okay.
Allied Security
That's fine.
Officer.
Okay.
That's Allied. I'm not
You're a trespass
trespassed.
warrant from the building.
No, I'm not.
If you go back
No,
in the
I'm not.
building, you'll be arrested
I'll go
for
back
trespassing.
anytime I want.
Okay, well then you'd be arrested.
We'll see about that, won't we? Because I'll be back to get a coffee tomorrow.
Well, then you'd be arrested.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Now go on, coward. Take a hike.
Oh, I can stay. Okay.
Then stay here all day, coward. Sorry, guys, my hand's getting tired from holding this up.
Coward. Coward.
Because you signed up to be an absolute tyrant. Look at your dress right now. Do you think right now that I in any way, shape, or form want to fight you? And look how you're dressed. You're dressed up like a total coward. You're walking around Citizens looking like a total G.I. Joe loser. You're a total loser, dude. You don't have any other skills, or you would do something else.
Now, what do you guys think about this? Like, I don't, like me personally, that's not the approach that I would have with this cop. But at the same token, the things that he's saying to Chile, based upon my experience, at least if this was in California, are not true. So if you were being lied to, and this was in California or Texas, and you were being lied to, what would you say to that police officer? That's what I want to know. I want to know what your opinion is. Do you think that it's okay that the Supreme Court says that it's okay for law enforcement to lie to we the people? I want to know about that. I want to hear what you have to say. Let's keep going.
With your life. If you had any other skill set, you would do that job, but you don't. This is the only thing you can do is follow orders and hurt people. You are the worst of our society. You're the lowest rung because you don't have any other skills. You're a total loser. And you physically could never take me on. And so the way you do that is by using the color of law to dominate me. And you came up here just now and told me I'm trespassed by a security guard who doesn't work for Chase Bank. So you're lying. I know the law. I teach it. So you, my friend, if I were you, you're young enough now, you're 40, 45 maybe, quit this job and do something worthwhile so that people don't look at you and think you're an absolute tyrant loser. That's how they currently see you. That's how we see you. Now, you may have your cocksuckers who act like they respect you. They're afraid of you. But you coming here right now to talk to a guy with a camera and a coffee proves that you're a fucking tyrant, bro. You're the worst of our entire society. You are, literally. Now, oh, I haven't seen a lot of society? Now you're going to question my experience?
Well, you
How long have you done this? So what other skills? Okay, if you were doing a job, what would it be? What would another job do? What were your qualifications? List them. What are your qualifications? What are your qualifications? Could you be a paramedic? Could you be a producer? Could you be an artist? Could you be a woodworker? Could you be a plumber? Could you do anything else with your life besides take orders and hurt people? What could you do? Tell me. Thousands of people are watching. What could you do? Tell me. He doesn't have any other skills, guys. This is all he can do. He doesn't have any other skill sets. And when he runs into a constitutional law scholar, he's helpless and powerless because he can't use the color of law against me. Because if he works outside the color of law, I'll take his ass down and I'll put him in prison for 2 years under a 1983. You don't even know what that is. What's a 1983? Sorry, my hand's getting tired. What's a 1983? What's a 1983? This is your field. The one thing that can put you in prison for 2 years is a 1983. What is a 1983? He has no idea. This is the kind of pathetic people we have policing in America. God dang it, my hand's getting so tired. There we go, sorry about that. This is the kind of pathetic policing we have in the United States of America. And you know why these guys are always deer in the headlights when I talk to them? Because they don't have any answers. He can't answer any questions. Because the truth is he doesn't have any other skills. It's really pathetic. Just so you know, most people, half the people in our country feel like me. They're just not as well versed and educated as I am in the law. I mean, you're still young enough, Mr. Despain. You could do something else with your life, and I highly recommend that you do. You know, because look at you. I mean, look at you. Look at you. It's a fucking joke, dude. You got a taser, you got a gun, you got pepper spray, handcuffs, all of these things. I'm wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, guys, with my overturned Terry shirt on. You know what Terry versus Ohio is? And you can't even have a conversation because if I walk up and I use my hands, and he can say I'm threatening him. And he had his hands in my face. He was threatening me.
It doesn't seem like that occurs in a lot of conversation.
No, a conversation. You can't answer any questions. You so easily ask people where they're going, what they're doing, how they're doing it. But I ask you questions and you can't answer any of them. No, answer my questions then. You.
So one thing that I can tell you guys is you see that officer, he's a sergeant. So he would be the guy they call out to de-escalate. And so he already knows that Chili knows the law. And obviously he's insulted. And of course, Chili's obviously trying to get his goat. And that is the whole concept of the First Amendment, by the way. I know it seems uncivil. It's not something that I would do. I'd probably end up losing my law license, right? But guys like Chili, like our job is to protect them. If you're a real lawyer, you're not going to sit there and not help somebody like him, because like I've told everybody on my channel, if you have a crazy uncle, crazy aunt, somebody who has Tourette's, they're going to be doing very similar type of conduct. And they're going to be the ones when there's not a camera around who get beat. And it's my job to make sure that they have the right to speak and say what they need to say. And I know a lot of you guys think, oh, you're a lawyer, you're a member of the bar, the whatever, the British Accreditation Registry. Guys, I was beat up by a cop years ago, and I became a lawyer so I could help people like Chili and like me when I was younger. And I became more civilized, as they would say in the Legend of Josie Wales movie. Civilized, I think it was Josie Wales. But I also know that you guys need people like me. I know people like Chili need people like me because you're getting screwed all the time. And I consider people like that to be family members, and they need help and they need love and they need to know that they're supported. Give me a bunch of ones for Chili and the fact that he's got enough gonads to speak up for his First Amendment rights. That's why I'm doing the show today, to make you guys understand that you do have a First Amendment, and he is your tip of the spear. He is your Force Reconnaissance Marine of auditing. He is your MARSOC operator of auditing. Give me a bunch of ones for Chili, guys. Let's keep going.
You so easily question people when you pull them over. Where are you going? What are you doing? Are you on drugs? Have you been drinking? What's the talk about? That you signed up to hurt people. Listen, thousands and thousands of people see this, dude. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to explain that you would do something else with your life.
Thanks,
if you have
Jack.
the skills.
Right.
You do, actually. You have a lot of explaining to do. You signed up to be an absolute tyrant. Look at what you're wearing. Look at you. Look at you. Look in the mirror, dude. Look at what you look like. Citizens look like me. Shorts and a t-shirt. Why are you dressed up like G.I. Joe? How many active shooters are you engaging daily? Do you understand what I'm saying to you, man? You may not like me because I'm mean to you. Of course I am. You guys are horrible to people. You've ruined our culture by following orders. No. Everyone like you. You're a drone. You're a clone. You'll follow orders. You got a call on the radio to come out and investigate. You walked up here. You saw a guy in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and then you told me I'm trespassed, which is a lie. That security officer cannot trespass me. It has to be a representative of the bank. The security officer does not have the right to trespass me. She has a problem with me because she asked me my name. I said it's none of her business. I don't need to check in with security to buy a coffee. Listen. So
I got to tell you guys, so I don't know that that's true. Like, it could be that the security guard has, through the law of agency, the right to trespass. The problem is, and again, look, Chili's not a lawyer, but it doesn't matter. Clearly he hasn't been trespassed. They're not doing anything because whatever he's saying is enough to keep them at bay. But my understanding is that is a public-private easement. And as long as Chili's there engaged in a protected activity, I don't think that they have the right to do anything to him. And even if they did, do you think that pencil neck cop is going to do anything to mess with Chili? I mean, that's another thing. That's why I always encourage you guys to go to the gym and stay in shape. Just think about that, guys. Stay in shape and be in shape and know that you're a threat to anyone, foreign or domestic, because that's what it's all about to be an American. Amen. Give me a bunch of ones for masculine men who understand the concept of protecting their country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's all it's all about. Let's go.
You might hate me. You might leave here thinking I'm the biggest jerk ever.
then when you leave here, dude, consider what else you can do. This is pathetic. It's pathetic. It is. It is. And you're free to stay here all day, dude. You're free to stay here all day. You know?
All right, you keep it up.
Thanks for the direction. Do you see? You see, when you actually get into them and you explain to them that they have no power outside of the color of law, they do that. They clam up like they have nothing to say. You see?
That was amazing.
No,
Give me a
I'm not
bunch of
wearing a
ones. That
mask.
was amazing.
No, that's illegal. No.
Well, it's unlawful.
Oh,
That's
this
for
is the
sure.
library. This is the library. So this is a publicly funded library. So Scottsdale Community College is a publicly funded. This is beautiful, by the way. Let me just show this to you guys. Scottsdale Library is a publicly funded
Beautiful.
library.
Look what
That
your
means
tax
that
dollars pay
you
for,
have a
guys.
right to film in here all you want, just so you know. Just so you know.
Would you like me to call campus security? Would you like to?
You can, but I
Would
mean,
you
or you
like
could just
me
give me
to?
help
Would
me
you
out a little
like
bit.
me
Tell
to
me
get
to
you
go to
thrown in
Kavanaugh's office and
jail?
leave your library.
Help you.
If I won't wear a mask, you refuse to help me.
Yes, the policy is you have to have a mask.
That's a policy, though. That's not the law, ma'am. That's a policy.
I don't.
Why won't you help me? Why don't you just give me John Kavanaugh's office and then
I don't know where it is.
All right, don't get so excited. Remember, I'm a human. You're a human. I've already had COVID, so I already had the antibodies built, and so it's. You have a thin blue mask lying on your flat.
Yes, sir, I
Come
do.
on, dude.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just came here to ask for John Kavanaugh's office.
Okay.
That's all I wanted. Oh, there's a police. Can I get
So,
your name and badge number, sir?
sure. Robert Smeeds, and my serial number is 15. What is my serial number? 156.
My goodness.
We never use them.
Listen, just so you know,
56443.
56 what?
56443.
I mean, you do know that I can stay here for as long as I want, and I can film here as long as I want. No one can stop me.
Actually, that's not true.
Tell me the law that I'm breaking.
Well, if you refuse to comply with the mask mandate, then obviously I'm
You can
not
arrest
going
me?
to tell for trespassing.
But I have to be trespassed first but who's going to trespass me on public property?
Well, that would be one of the administrators.
But the administrator doesn't own the public property.
Okay, well,
You see what I'm saying?
I'm just
I mean,
telling
if you arrested me, you would open yourself up to a 1983 and I would sue you personally because you'd be working outside of the color of law. Your mandate is not law.
you're right.
You know
The
that.
mandate itself is not law.
You would be sued personally. I would sue you personally because you're working outside of the color of law.
No, because I'm not enforcing the mandate.
So what John Kavanaugh is doing is he's trying to make it so that we can't film police. And as you know, without transparency, like for example, if you arrested me, then thousands of people would see it, and then I would sue you. You see?
Yeah.
So that what that does though is it shows the judge and it shows the courtroom.
Oh, is this why you want to talk to John
Yeah, that's it.
about that?
That's it. See, I didn't come here to audit the library. That's not why I'm here at all. I would tell you if I did. I would be directly honest because when you have just so you know, like why are you wearing that on your face? Don't you know that the public really hates that? That you pledge an allegiance not to the American flag but to a blue stripe.
That's kind of
Well,
scary.
then why is he wearing that? You look like a clown. Like, why would you put that on your face? It's so disrespectful to us.
I don't believe so.
It's so disrespectful to us. This is a public library. I'll answer your question for you, sir. And this is a public library, so I have a right to film in here. I could literally be auditing this library, and if you guys arrested me, which I would allow you to do, because I wouldn't resist, then I would sue you all. I would sue every person here and this campus, and I would win. It would take a year or two, but I'll win. This is how it works. I mean, this is the.
So just so you guys know, like I know Chili. I met with him in real life, and the dude's pretty intimidating. I mean, he's built like a brick SHIT house, right? Like those cops, they're trained that their job is to get home at night. That's their primary mission, is to make sure they get home safe. And he's literally telling them, I'll participate in your unlawful arrest. So just think about that. Like, he's not a threat to them at all. He's simply engaging in a First Amendment protected activity. And you can sit there and criticize him. And Mike Eline's not going to do what he's doing. But then again, I'm the first guy that's going to be there to support him when he gets falsely arrested. So God gives us all different purposes and stations in life. But man alive, guys, like make sure to support Chili, because there are not very many people out there that have the gonads to do what he's doing to make sure that your rights are protected.
The laws of our country and mandates, as you know, from the 1920 prohibition mandate that's based on the Volstead Act. What it did is destroyed America, right? You know that.
No.
Oh yeah. It created the prison industrial complex. We had 300,000 people. In 1920, we had about 40,000 people in prison. By the time the mandate ended in 1933, we had quadrupled that. We had 160,000 people in prison. And we built the prison industrial complex based on a mandate. Are you for that? Making criminals out of people? The only reason they're mad at me is because I'm not wearing a mask, which is silly. You know as well as I do that mask, and yours is dirty. Look how dirty his mask is. You think that's healthy?
Does anybody disagree with what he's saying? Because I don't. I think that his opinion is correct. What do you guys think? Then I hear so many people saying, well, he's not a lawyer. He doesn't have the credential, so he's not entitled to speak. I mean, the educational industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, unless you have a license from them, you're not entitled to have an opinion according to them, like the dickbag guys. That's how they think. Unless you're one of them, you're not entitled to speak. Give me a bunch of ones if you reject that nonsense, because I certainly do. And I've got a lot more experience as a lawyer than any of these guys. All right? Think about that.
You think that's healthy? You couldn't possibly think that's healthy.
Who are you talking to?
You. You think that's healthy to wear that dirty? You guys, look how dirty the mask is. It's filthy.
It's dirty on the outside.
Because you touch it and take it off. How many times do you go into surgery?
Dirty on the inside,
too. Put it back on, take the mask off and put it back on.
Go into surgery.
Well, God bless you, sir. He doesn't go into surgery. Good for you, brother. I'm glad you're healthy, dude. You look like you're having a guy. You look like a guy that is. I didn't come to audit the library. I just came to ask them, where John Kavanaugh's office was. I didn't come in here
Right, Sarah, you don't.
To audit the library. I didn't do that. I came here to hand out some flyers.
By the way, my dad, so you guys know, like, my dad hated lawyers and he hated judges even more. But unfortunately, I was cut from a different jib. I know how to build a house like my dad. I can build a house from ground up. I can dig the forms. I can throw in the rebar. I can pour the concrete, everything. I can throw up the sticks. I can do the finish. But I was given the gift of being able to be a thinker because they were divorced and I spent all my time in a library. So that's where I learned. And I decided that I wanted to be a lawyer, and he hated that. He did not want me to be a lawyer. He hated that. But all you guys in the sidebar, I can see you're more like my dad than you are about me. And don't think that I'm part of the British accreditation registry or whatever. I became a lawyer so I could protect people like you, people like my dad who kept getting screwed. And he got screwed a lot. He got screwed by a lot of people who hired lawyers to lie about the work that he did on their homes. He ended up becoming a custom home builder. And I saw how he got destroyed and lost millions of dollars. And, so God made us all different. So don't hate me because I'm here defending someone that you guys love because I'm so-called British accreditation, whatever. Understand that there are people out there who are fighting for you and fighting to make this America a better place. And I consider myself to be one of them. Let's keep going.
This is a community building, my friends. This is I looked it up before I came. This is a publicly funded campus, and the charter is good until, what's the charter good until 2037? I believe that the publicly funded campus is good till 1930. But let me just talk to you for a second. Listen, when you put that on, when you put that thin blue line on, what you do is you tell the public that you're our enemy, that you believe that it's us versus them. That's what happens when you put that thin blue line on. You tell us that you're against us by wearing that thin blue line, that you've pledged allegiance not to the Constitution, but to a blue stripe on your face. And it's an embarrassment. You honestly, sir, I really love your last name. You see anything that's a Native American last name? Is that Native American? Anyway, But you tell us by wearing that you're against us, that you are against the people and you're not for the Constitution. You know that, right? Like, that's how we see it. You can ignore me, but that's the truth. That's the truth. You know, let me ask you, can you tell me, why would you put that on your face? How come you put that on your face? Why would you wear that? I mean, there's thousands of people watching. Why would you wear that on your face? I'm just wondering. Typical cop. I asked him exactly why he would wear a clown mask, and he acts like a clown. He doesn't speak. Embarrassing. What an embarrassment.
So did the librarians ask you to leave?
No.
The mask, they haven't?
They asked me to put on a mask, and I politely declined.
When you declined, did they ask you to leave?
I'm not answering any questions,
Okay.
as you know.
Well, I'm not answering any questions either, just so you know.
Okay, clown. Untrue. And now I have another cop here who I'd like to identify. What's your name, sir? Name and badge
My
number?
name is Sergeant Combs. I'm
Sir.
going to ask you to stand up for me, please,
For what?
because I'm going to ask you to leave the office.
You're going to ask me to leave? For what?
I'm going to tell you to leave the office. Stand
You're
up out of
going
your
to tell,
chair.
you're going to tell me
Yes,
to
I
leave?
am.
I'm here to file a complaint.
This way.
Are you forcing me to leave? I mean, I don't want to
I'm
get
asking you to leave. If you don't leave, you will.
right. Then I'm criminally trespassed. But what's your reason, sir?
Sir,
What's your reason?
this way to the door, please.
Can I get your name, badge number just one more time?
Sergeant Combs, ID 2158. This way to the door.
I'm going to sue you.
Congratulations.
You're gonna
This way
get
to the door. Okay.
So then who's gonna take my
This way to the
complaint
door.
on the police?
I'll address you down in the lobby.
Okay, let's just dress me down in the lobby.
I'll be right with you. Okay. Keep escorting them to the
You
elevator.
got a nice haircut, brother.
Sir, would you like to walk this
I'm complying. I'm not a road runner here. I don't move that fast.
I'm just asking you to come this way.
So now I'm not allowed
I'm
to
not
file
a road
complaint.
runner.
Why did you just
Oh
take me
my
out?
God.
You explain everything.
So something look, guys, I got to tell you something. Like out of every cop watcher, auditor, whatever you want to call him, Chili really has an amazing sense of humor. This guy he's very funny. I mean, I believe that he could best Joe Rogan on Joe Rogan's best day. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that Chili is funnier than Joe Rogan. Let's get back into the video, but I just had to say that because, man alive, he is freaking funny.
Get down there.
Okay, explain it to me.
Because okay, he'll explain it to you, but everything will get explained to you. Okay.
Okay.
So,
What needs to be explained to me about my rights?
it will be explained to you.
I-
I don't know why.
Quick with the quips, right?
So just be patient with us.
Right, my
Be
thunder.
patient with you.
Once we get downstairs, it'll be explained to you.
Have
okay?
you have you read the Mullen Commission? Do you know what Internal Affairs does? They do what this guy's doing. I mean, look what a tyrant this guy is. Look how he's acting tough with me. You're not tough, dude.
Let's go.
You take off that badge and gun, you're a wussy. You're a total wussy. No, you are, dude. You're a total puss. You are. You're not acting tough because you got a badge on, but the truth is, without that badge and gun, you would be afraid of me. You would be terrified of me. And we both know that. We both know you're a fucking coward.
This way.
You are a coward.
What's your name again?
You can call me DeleteLawz. That's my YouTube page. You are a coward and you are an absolute wussy. You are a total wussy. You're pathetic, bro. Your parents should be embarrassed about you. Oh, you're disgusting. I'm walking, dude. What do you want me to sprint?
No.
I mean, look how tough this guy is. Take off the badge and gun. Let's see how tough you are, buddy. Let's see how tough you are. You're a star, brother. You're going to be a YouTube star. You don't know who I am. You're going to find.
I just got done watching your channel.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sue you.
Congratulations.
You're going to.
Okay, so the issue is here, just from a lawyer's point of view, and I'm trying to present this from a neutral point of view. Does Chili have the right to call this guy these names? And yes, he does. Did they have the right to trespass him from a public building? In my opinion, no. The only reason why they even trespassed him is because they didn't like him filming and they swarmed him. If they had left him alone to his own devices, there would have been no disturbance that would have given them the authority to trespass him. Yes, the face diaper issue, but that's not the law either. It was never a law that you had to wear a face diaper. That was something spread by the administrative state and the leftist news media, that you have to put that face diaper on as a form of control, based upon many scientists who have come out and said that later. So I don't see any reason why he can't do that. And I can understand why he's so angry and upset. Again, is it the way that I would handle it? Of course not. But again, that's why you have lawyers and you have government accountability advocates and operatives like Chili. It's my job to make sure that he is protected once he is falsely arrested or falsely accused. I'm trying to give you an example of the differences between our types of jobs. His job is to hold the government accountable publicly, and my job is to hold the government accountable once it goes to court. And that's what I do. But I just want you guys to see that not all lawyers are going to support the administrative state, and the best ones don't. And all the best lawyers that I've ever met never have. And we became lawyers because we wanted to make America a better place. So don't bunch us all together because that's what the administrative state wants. The administrative state wants you to hate people like me. Let's keep going and watch more about what Chili's got to say, guys, because I'm really impressed with the fact that he is so brave. Blows my mind.
To be listed in the federal civil rights lawsuit.
First time I've been sued. Congratulations.
You don't care because why? Because you have qualified immunity.
I don't.
So nothing will happen.
That's why.
Look at you. You're a piece of shit tyrant. I don't respect you at all.
You're gonna have to
I hope
fight
you
a
burn
lot
in
harder than
hell.
that.
I hope you burn in hell. You just go
Because-
fuck yourself. I can say anything I want.
I'm just asking you.
Go fuck yourself and go fuck yourself and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you.
To get a certain response, so.
No, I just want to let this guy know that he's an absolute bitch. I just want him to know. I just want you to know that. So am I going to get to file a complaint? Did you see what you guys did earlier when someone called to complain?
I'm gonna let you know, this is obviously your building, okay?
It's her building? Is her building? Wait, you're a tenant here, and this is a publicly funded building, isn't it?
Yep. And our office is our office.
So I'm here to file a
You can
complaint.
record all you want to record down here, okay? Record to your heart's
So
content.
I get to file a complaint then?
That's their problem.
Am I allowed to file a complaint?
I'm trying to answer your question.
Go ahead.
You want to let me answer your question?
Go ahead.
I'll answer your question.
I'm ready.
Okay. You can file a complaint.
I'm ready.
You cannot record in our office. That's it.
So I guess I'll file a complaint down here then? You're going to take my
No,
complaint?
we don't take complaints down here. We take complaints up in our
But
office.
I don't lose my First Amendment because I go to your
Have a
office.
good day.
Wow. I'll see you in court, but that's it? That's it? It's over?
We have no further business with him.
So here's the issue, guys. Look, obviously he's rubbing these guys the wrong way, but he's basically saying you're not allowed to engage in a First Amendment protected activity upstairs because you're cussing at us and causing what we consider to be a disturbance. But remember, had they never approached him, he would not be cussing and swearing and going bananas. That's the point that I want you guys to understand as a lawyer. Like, the only reason why he's pissed off is because his rights are being violated. So they send him downstairs to a private security guard who doesn't take complaints. And the cop says, you can only do a complaint upstairs, but you're not allowed to go upstairs. So I just want you guys to understand the dilemma that I'm in as a lawyer watching him. Yeah, I don't like the cussing and the swearing. It's not the way I would handle it. My wife would probably leave me. My kids would not like that about me if I did that. But he is who he is, and he's single, and he's got the right. He doesn't answer to anybody but Chili. And my job as a lawyer is to answer. If he was my client, would be to answer to him. And my job would be, well, the Constitution says that you're allowed to do this. So I want you guys to understand the Constitution says he's allowed to do that. Do I agree with the way he's handling it? Not the way I would do it, but he's got the right to do it. And I'm glad that he does. Honestly, give me a bunch of ones if you're glad that he has the right to behave the way he's behaving, because over in Europe, they'll throw you in jail for stuff like that. And we don't want that here. We fought a violent, bloody revolution because the king tried to seize our powder houses, tried to seize our guns, because he didn't want us to have the ability to fight off a terrible government, a horrific government that wanted to take away our freedoms. So just think about that, guys, as we continue to watch this video. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Well, I can stay here all I want. I can't be kicked out for just being here.
I'm not kicking you out. You can stay down here as long as she lets you
Do
stay
you think
down
you're a
here.
good person? Do you think you're good? Do you think you're a good man? Do you respect yourself? When you wake up in the morning, do you look yourself in the face and say, I'm a good guy, or do you think you're an absolute tyrant? What do you think of my videos? Do you like them? I'm the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Why is that? Because I actually follow through and I soothe your sick ass, dude. I hope you burn in hell. I think you're a fucking pussy.
That's your right. I respect
Have a good day, sir.
I'll defend your right to say that.
Yeah, you're right. You're the same one. I'm here to file a complaint on you.
Okay.
I mean, you should have done your job. Can you get your name and badge number out?
Stovall 115.
So did you know there's a problem there?
Do what now?
Why's your hand on your gun? I put my gun away because you were scared.
No, that's your right.
You said you were scared though, so I put my gun away. I don't
Would
want.
you like a complaint for? We just don't have anybody that works.
Can I tell you what I'd like you to do? Because there's thousands of people watching.
Huh?
I'd like you to go put a one-way sign.
I can't hear you.
I'd like
Sorry.
you to put a one-way sign up at the corner of Watha and 80.
I would like for them to put one up.
So
too.
why don't you just take initiative and do it?
I can't put it up.
What are
it
you
has
talking
to go
about?
through the town.
People are still making an illegal left. It's not illegal. It's only been there 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's a public safety concern. You didn't sign up to be a law enforcer. You signed a peace officers agreement.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. They don't sign law enforcement. They sign peace officers.
Yep.
So your job is to protect the public, keep the peace. So what you should have done is put a sign there or put your car there and directed traffic.
Yep.
I did it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep. Well, I showed up as a secondary officer, so you know.
But you're not a secondary officer. You're a man.
Yeah.
You are a man, and
Well,
you're
what can I help
you're a
you with?
stout young man. So I want you to fix it. I want people not to go to a one-way street.
Me too.
So then why don't we fix it? Can I
So-
help you?
Yeah. If you can go down to the town and get them to put that sign there, it would be wonderful.
But there's
So-
a problem there. The people are making turns there
Yeah, I
that they're
understand.
going into one-way traffic. They're literally going into one-way traffic.
Yeah.
You guys should address that issue.
Right. So TxDOT put up their signs.
Right.
So for us to get a sign approved there,
You could just put a cardboard sign that says one.
So you guys kind of get the idea. So the city has basically changed the law that it's illegal, right? It's now one way, but they haven't put any signage up. So the cops are just raising tons of revenue. And so Chili's pissed off and he's cussing and swearing and doing his normal Chili thing. But what is he trying to do? He's trying to hold the government accountable. And again, we're all going to do things differently, but he's the only one who's actually out there doing it. So if you guys don't like the way Chili's doing it, then why aren't you standing out there with your family, risking your lives to get shot or thrown in jail? That's what I'm trying to understand. Let's keep going.
One-way street.
I don't know that I could do that.
What? Why are you running my plates? What right do you have to run my plates?
116 California tag of A. Charles Mary William.
What a joke.
315 A. Charles Mary William 315. Hey, Officer Shepard, badge number 116. How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good, Officer Shepard.
Hey, so I'm running your tag because it's in the public, okay? And it's our typical procedure to run tags when we encounter people.
You can get a sign up there, man, so the public doesn't go the wrong way on a one-way street.
There's plenty of signs posted, sir.
But there's not. They're still making the one-way turn.
Right.
You ran my tag so you could try to arrest me for something or try to get me in trouble
You're
for
not
something.
even detained. What would I arrest you for, sir?
You're right, I'm not detained. Detainment's a bullshit thing called Terry versus Ohio. It's
Yes, sir.
completely unconstitutional.
Okay.
But you came to run my plates when I came here to complain about the cops.
Right. And as I was explaining to you, sir, it's our typical procedure.
But that
to
procedure
run
is
tags.
illegal.
It's not
It's
illegal.
unconstitutional.
It's in the public. Just as you can record me in public, I can
You
record anyone in
trying to
public.
run data on me to try to gain my identity or find out about me is not constitutionally correct, and it's going to get changed.
Okay, well, until it gets changed, if the tag's in public and I can read it, I can run it.
So that's what they do to people. They run tag readers, and then this in Florida, if you have a felony, he planted drugs in your car. And yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I'm here to sue the Forney City Police Department. Forney City Police Department. We're suing the Forney City Police Department because they violated someone's rights. Right. And you guys, I just saw you. Why did Ayala set up to just pull people over there? He was giving people tickets before I got there, and then he started giving them warnings when I got there. Why would you do
I was
that?
the one passing out the warning.
You were passing out warnings. The other guy was giving tickets.
Oh, okay.
The reason being is we had a disturbance call to go to, so there was something a little more important than dealing with YouTube and dealing with traffic.
No, this isn't YouTube, buddy. I'm not a YouTuber. Get it straight, Jack.
Okay.
I'm a game changer.
Okay.
I'm not a YouTuber. I didn't join YouTube. People followed me from platform to platform as I get kicked off of them because I'm going to change this bullshit system.
Okay.
I have every right to say whatever I want. I put my firearm away so you wouldn't be scared.
Well, I appreciate it.
And I'm sure you're probably still scared of me, as you probably should be in a real life situation without a badge and gun on, because you're a coward. You're an absolute coward. And you come up to me and run my plates as though you're trying to get me for criminality. I don't care. I don't care. I'm directing to you, man to man, me to you. Right. And of course, you're going to walk because you're a pansy.
So,
Out of shape pansy. Badge and gun doesn't do you any good when you're that out of shape, fatty. Get yourself in shape if you're going to be a cop.
So
You make me sick.
anyways, do you want the complaint form or what? What can I help you
I
with?
don't want to complain on you, man. You're a man. I'm not.
But I got to tell you something. Like, I don't get it with the police, all these fat bodies. In the Marine Corps, if you were fat like that, first of all, when I was in, you wouldn't have survived one day. But it's like looked down upon. You have to stay in shape. Like, is a civilian looking at a big, overweight, obese cop? I have, like, my respect level goes way down. I know that if there is a rough situation, they're not going to be able to catch an assailant or an attacker that went after my wife or kids. So I don't know. It just kind of cracks me up. What he's saying, He may not be saying it the way that we all want him to say it, like all you frauditor guys, or you dickbag guys. But what he's saying is true. What he's saying is true. Everything that he's saying is true. He may not be saying it in the most diplomatic way, but then again, he's not a lawyer. He's not a judge. He's somebody who has been falsely arrested, falsely convicted, and had his cases reversed on appeal. And he's pissed, and he's got a right to be pissed. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Let's keep going.
Not trying to just mess with your life.
I understand, but
I
it's
actually
another
care.
one of your rights.
Can you imagine? It's not just about YouTube. I care about public safety. Could you imagine just for a second if I put this away? I don't give a shit about this. I actually care about law and order. I actually care about justice and truth. Could you just imagine that? Could that be? And this coward comes over here. He doesn't come over here to say he's going to help me. He comes over to run my license plates.
Well, besides that.
That was some bullshit, man.
Besides that.
He's trying to investigate me for doing what? For stepping up.
Besides that.
You have a job, right?
Yeah.
I have a job too.
Employed, yeah.
Can you believe that I was supposed to go do my job right now and instead I'm here with you? I was literally doing my job today.
To go to Forney?
I'm going back to Forney, yeah, right now.
So, as far as the complaint goes.
Dude, complaining on you is not going to do any good. I wanted to see a chief. I wanted to see a lieutenant, someone who would send someone over there with a sign to stop the idea that you could get into a head-on collision because your navigation, just so you know, tells you to go left.
Yeah.
The navigation tells you, go left here. I'm from California. I don't even look at anything. I just follow the navigation, like Mr. Magoo.
Right.
So
why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Well, that's above me, man.
Why are you doing this job? You seem like a.
So what he's saying is, why are you supporting an unjust law where the local community has done nothing to warn people that it's no longer a two-way street? He's pissed. So just think about that, guys. Like, don't just look at this in a vacuum. He's the only person, and he's not even from there. He's been asked to come there by local members of the community because the local city council, they're all friends, they're all family members, they're all related by marriage or whatever, right? These small towns, and he's been asked to come out there to expose this because the local news media won't. Why is that? Why is it that the press, the commie Marxist run news media, won't do anything to stop this or even stand up like they used to when I was a kid, right? When I was growing up, we had real investigative journalists, and you wonder why people don't like PMSNBC or CNN, Communist News Network. You wonder why, and you wonder why people support Chile, even though he may come off half-cocked or whatever. Hey, man, I had guys like this in my unit all day long, but I know for a fact that this dude will be there for me or my family if shit hits the fan. Let's keep watching, and you'll understand a little bit more about what's going on.
Pretty decent human being. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I love it, man.
You love this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The handcuffing of people?
Okay, so what can I help you with?
You can get me a lieutenant
Nice
or someone
redirect.
that can actually do something here.
So
we can get a sign put up there.
So hang on.
I'm not here to fight with you, man.
No, I understand. So the only supervisor we have here right now is Corporal Ayala.
The same one who set up the trap to give people tickets?
That's our supervisor right now. So as far as the lieutenant and the chief, as you see what
Is that tomorrow?
What day is it? Thursday? Yeah, they'll be here Friday. I don't know about the chief.
Today's Wednesday, isn't it?
I got Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
That's what I got on the watch.
Did I miss a day?
Maybe. That's what I got on the watch. So the watch says what I live my life by. So
and here's the third cop for the guy with the camera. Here's the third one. This is the third cop for the guy with the camera just registering a complaint.
So
Just a complaint. Yeah, give me the complaint form for Ayala. But he's the supervisor. That's the joke here. That's the joke of cops. This guy, the one who set up the trap, he's the guy who is the supervisor. So he's dyed in the wool ruined. He's blue to the core. He doesn't care about you. He cares about his policies and procedures. Why didn't you set up a sign there that says you can't turn here?
I didn't set up a sign.
Why didn't you?
I didn't set up a sign.
I know you didn't. Why didn't you? People are still going left on a one-way street because the navigation tells them to go left there.
Do you want to file a formal complaint? Is that what the case?
What kind of
is?
man are you?
No,
No. What kind of man are you?
I'm asking.
No. What kind of man are you?
Okay.
No, what kind of man are you? I'm sitting here. There's thousands of people watching. I'm asking you. Why didn't you put a sign there to protect the people?
Or not?
Is that what you are? You're a drone.
Okay.
You're a drone, dude. You're the same as everybody else. You're a
If you want
waste.
to complain, we're going to get you a complaint.
You're a waste, dude. I think you're pathetic. I think you're not a man. You have those Samoan tattoos. Where's your pride? I know a lot of Samoans. They're very prideful men. You walking around with those Samoan tattoos on should be removed. The guys I know have real honor, real pride. They're really proud of who they are. Are those Samoan?
No, they're not Samoan.
Okay, so they're not.
Yeah.
Makes sense then. It makes sense that you wouldn't have Samoan tattoos.
Or it could be Tonganese or Hawaiian, but yeah.
Yes, there are thousands watching, you dunce cap. When this airs, 10,000, 20,000 people will watch this, dunce cap. But look at this. Cop car there, cop car there. This cop car pulled up here to try to intimidate me to run my tags. He walked right up here and ran my tags. And they wonder why we hate them. You wonder why there's people like me who can't stand cops. I mean, hate's a pretty strong word, but it's, yeah.
So again, just for those people who joined the show late, this is an older video of a buddy of mine, Chili, who is, you know, he is just brash. It reminds me of the modern day William Wallace. He was invited by local community members to come out to a town he doesn't even live in because the local community are pissed that cops are enforcing a law that, I guess, a two-way street was now converted into a one-way street, but no warnings are given. There's no signage. So these police are raking in tons of money because that's what they like to do, right? They're basically road pirates, and they're basically fleecing the locals and out-of-towners. So what does it take? It takes a dude from LA, California, Chile, to come out to try to hold them accountable. Now, our founding fathers had a First Amendment, and the idea was government accountability. That was the main reason why we had a First Amendment, was so because in England, if you try to do stuff like that, you get thrown in prison. You're not allowed to question authority in England or in Germany, just like what a certain political party's trying to do here by censoring our speech, telling us what we can and can't say. They're trying to copy what the World Economic Forum and Soros and all these other people are trying to do and bring it here to our country. And Chile is one of the only people out there besides guys like Long Island Audit. There's another one, San Joaquin. There's very few guys out there who are actually making a good faith effort to hold the government accountable. But nobody out there that I've met has the balls that Chile has to go out there and actually get in their face and go to a different state to do this. I'm completely blown away. Give me a bunch of ones for Chile for the fact that he's out there actually trying to hold the government accountable. Keep on watching, guys. This is an amazing video. And I'm going to share it with you guys pretty soon because my friend Rami would say after 2 hours, nobody wants to watch this anymore. So I'll share it and you guys can keep watching it.
It's right on. What a joke. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke. Of course, those aren't Samoan tattoos because Samoans have pride. I know Samoans. I have a friend in Hollywood who's Samoan, still my friend to this day. Known the guy over 20 years. I mean, and this loser, let's put him on camera. I mean, like this guy's such a loser. I mean, like, if you want to talk about Loserville, let me just put him on camera here.
He's in his car. Oh my gosh.
What's up, man?
How you doing? I just said you were the biggest loser here. You walked up and just put my tags, ran my tags to try to find something on me. I don't break the law. I'm for law and order. Okay, I'm not a sovereign citizen.
I'm glad you're for law and order.
Do you know about the social contract?
What social contract?
The social contract is how law and order is created. It's called rule of law. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, sure.
What is it?
Why don't you tell me?
Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, sure.
Who is it?
You tell me.
Who is he?
You're educating me today. What's up?
Jean-Jacques Rousseau is an Enlightenment thinker who wrote a book called
Came up here
called what? The social contract. What I'm just proving is that you guys don't know a damn thing about the law, that you're supposed to know, have the law over me, yet I teach the law and you know nothing about it.
So you were here about a traffic complaint on Wappy.
I'm here about Ayala, and then Ayala comes in. He's the senior commander, officer, whatever military names you guys give each other. I call you Mr. or man or whatever your name is.
Okay.
Because you're just a man. You've claimed authority over me, but yet you name the first five. Yes, you have. You put on that badge and gun like a clown, and you claim to have authority over me.
So you came up here about a complaint because of the issue on Watha.
Because, yeah, there should be a sign on Watha that says, hey, be careful. Don't go left here.
With me, I'll show you the sign.
I saw the sign, dude. There's not proper signage. The road veers to the left. People are going left. I have it on video. You can go to DeleteLawz and watch all the videos.
So TxDOT is the one that runs those signs.
So you take no initiative as a man.
So TxDOT is the one who makes those signs, and that is the state highway.
So then take initiative as a man and go put up a sign that says, don't go left here. It's a one-way street. It could be a simple sign. It could be on cardboard.
Okay. Well, I have the town of Sunnyvale to watch after.
Oh, you watch after the town of Sunnyvale?
So
Didn't you walk up here to run my plates, though? You ran up here to run my plates. So you're watching over Sunnyvale?
So as I was saying, since you have so much time to come out here and film,
I have so much time.
Why don't you contact TxDOT?
TxDOT. Okay.
That there needs to be proper signs.
I mean, but you didn't come here to help. You came here to run my plate. You didn't come here to do anything worthwhile.
No, they told us there was a citizen up here with a complaint. We came to see the complaint.
So you run the citizens' plates when they come in to complain?
That's pretty funny.
Did you get your name and badge number, sir? What is it? What's your name and badge number? You want to get your name and badge number, sir? No? That's the doofus right there, just sitting there. I asked him his name and badge number. He just won't give it. This is the McAllister Police Department. Oh, the door's open. Okay. Everything was looking good till we got to this. Man, look, now my hand starts to shake. You can see it. Oh, look at that. Hey, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Cool. Are you a police officer?
I'm dispatch. Can I help?
Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm just walking around filming, just looking at your building.
Okay.
How you doing? What's your name, sir?
More.
Is there more of the building that I can see besides just this little area here? Is there more that I can take pictures of and video?
Hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Is there more? Or
Hey.
oh, is another?
Can I help you?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
What's your name?
Yeah, Sergeant Orr.
Sergeant Orr. How you doing? Chili de Castro.
All right. Okay.
Chili de Castro. DeleteLawz.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Are you
Don't be
afraid?
offended.
Are you afraid? No, I understand.
Okay.
I don't want to scare you. I don't scare anybody. How you doing, man?
Not too bad.
Yeah,
So what
you
brings
know,
you to the police department?
your police department. I was walking through, and here's a couple glaring problems. Like this is everything that people hate. Then you come over here, and then you have another one here in between the oath to the Constitution. I don't know who hung that garbage, but that's trash, and the people hate it because that divides us. It's that blue. Are you afraid of COVID or something? I'm not trying to. I mean, it's just a man. I just want to make sure that people can see you. So that.
Okay.
Now I'm disgusted with this, and it says, even says the name of their police department on the terror flag in between the
Terror
oath to the Constitution. Do you have any blue stripes on you? He doesn't. He has an American flag on him. Doing good. Doing good. The GI Joe stuff you could lose because you're not going to use it. We saw that in Uvalde. They're not going to use the GI Joe stuff. But I want to. Is there?
From around here, sir?
Oh no, I'm from California.
California.
Yeah,
Okay.
my name's Chili. My channel is called DeleteLawz.
Okay.
Like, I have no problem identifying myself to you. I got no problem with you as a person. I hope that you quit this job as soon as you can and find something noble to do with your life. But that doesn't mean that you and I as human beings,
Right. Okay.
you know, I pray for your soul. Do you ever put people in handcuffs? Do you ever put people in handcuffs? Have you put people in handcuffs this week? You can't tell me if you put people in, because just so you know, there's a tracker. Last night you arrested 9 people here.
Okay.
They have a real issue that you don't understand, that the torture cuffs that you put on people, I'm not going to grab you, dude. He keeps on flinching and jumping. So have you been arrested before?
I have not.
So, well, let me just tell you the process. First, you torture me in cuffs. Then you slide me in a tiny little area where I barely fit. I'm claustrophobic, so it starts to freak me out. My shoulders are big and burly. That's why you're afraid.
Yeah,
and so then what happens next? You take me to the dungeon, drop me off. They treat me like total crap. I can't look at them in the eyes. I have to look at the floor. And then if I give any kind of resistance and don't give them full dominion over my fingers as they fingerprint me, then what happens next is they slam my head into the wall. That's happened to me once. So I don't ever resist now. I just let them put their fingers over the thing. And then after that, they take me to a tiny room, make me strip down naked. And then you know what they do? They make me turn around, spread my butt cheeks, and look up my butthole.
Yeah.
I mean, do I look like I'm on intravenous drugs? Do I look like I'm shooting up heroin? I seem pretty articulate, right? I got a guy in LA. I got a story on camera. He got picked up for not paying traffic ticket. He's now HIV positive because he got dropped off at a rape cage for a ticket. He's straight. He got raped.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
You don't have to be afraid of me. I could stand right next to you, dude. I'm like your brother. I'm not gonna attack. If someone attacked you, I would pull them off. Like, but the flinching and shit. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I'm not flinching.
You flinched a couple times.
Okay.
Like you have no reason to be afraid of me.
Okay.
I'm not a violent person.
If anything here in McAllister city limits, you need to take a file report on. If not, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh no, I don't have to leave.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want, but I don't have to leave. I can stay here as long as I like.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm conducting business here. You can't tell me to leave. As a matter of fact, you know you're out of order right now. But you know you're out of order. You know you're out of line.
Oh,
I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm not just some joke here. I sue lots of cops. So you can't tell me to leave a public building when I'm conducting business in that building. You should apologize to me as I'm the citizen. You are supposed to be an authority. Why don't you say you're sorry? Say you're sorry. You can't ask me to leave here. Say you're sorry. You just misrepresented the authority you have. No, you said you're going to ask me to leave. I'm not leaving. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're not going to do a damn thing. And if you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. And if you violated my rights, you face 2 years in prison. Do it. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog. Go. You've annoyed me. You don't tell me to leave a public building when I'm conducting business. I have every right to be here. Don't you ever misrepresent your authority. That's why people called me. That's why I came here. I don't like it when people who have claimed the right to be in charge of my constitutional rights, his job is to uphold my civil liberties, to protect my rights,
I'm asking you if you need any
to allow me to do my filming as a First Amendment person and protect me in that process. That's his job. Are we at an impasse here? Because you've been flinching and you're scared of me the whole time. Are you going to physically stop me from doing my job?
I'm not going to physically do that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're done, then
Yes.
head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
2 hours later.
You want to come with me? You want to walk around with me?
No, you can continue.
But do you want to come with me?
No, I don't have to come with
You can come walk around with me, man. You're supposed to be protecting.
So again, guys, like you can see that it's antagonistic, right? That would anger most cops or most people. But the reason why you become a cop is because you want to allegedly protect and defend the Constitution. So the First Amendment, the primary reason besides religious freedom, right, was for government accountability. And all of our founding fathers wanted us basically to be in the face of the government at all times, to hold them accountable. They never wanted this administrative industrial complex journalism schools where you basically have a bunch of pro-government journalists who will do whatever, like, lick the sack of the government. They expected real journalists, real people out there to hold the government accountable. So we would not have another monarchical system. And Chile, so far, love him or hate him, is one of the very few journalists who I've ever seen who actually gets in the face of the government and tries to make change. And as a lawyer, I have to tell you, as a constitutional lawyer, as somebody who's been practicing law for 20 years, I find it refreshing that there's finally somebody out there who's willing to stand up and even risk going to jail for what they believe in. And Chile's been falsely arrested. In the last case that he had, he won on appeal. So, and so many people were so happy that he was arrested, not because of breaking the law, but because they don't like him as a person. And that really rubs me the wrong way. And that's why I support his channel. And I'm hoping that you guys will also support his channel. It's a really big deal. Once he's gone, there's not going to be anybody out there even close to him. Let's keep watching.
My rights. That's why I'm so upset with you. And I'm just upset with you because I'm a person.
You're upset with me. I'm not upset
But,
with you.
well, because you went outside the boundaries of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, oh, you're being pressed right now? Okay, man, well, listen, let me show you the areas you can film and let me show you the restricted areas. If you walk over here, sir, you'll see that right down here, there's a restricted sign. So do me a favor, sir. Please don't go in the restricted areas. Hey, you know what, officer? No problem. I uphold and respect the rule of law. So I'm going to do exactly as you asked me to do, and I won't go in those restricted areas.
This is public area.
Is there any other area, sir, that you think that I would benefit by filming to show the public what goes on in McAllister, Oklahoma?
this first level, this first floor.
This first floor. So all the way over here, and then this area here, and then it kind of ends. Is this an interrogation room right here? Is this where it all goes down? You take reports in there. You know what I feel like. He's gonna trip over himself backing away. He's gonna trip over the wall, backing away from me as quickly as he can. I've already told him there's thousands of people who will watch this. Are you gonna say you're sorry?
There's nothing
I mean, are you gonna you effed up, dude. You're on camera telling me to leave. You want me to leave, and you thought I was just some dunce cap who's a First Amendment frauditor. There's a bunch of fakes on YouTube who say they're for justice, say they're for liberty, but they don't know a damn thing about America. And they openly say they hate the Constitution. Those people are tyrants just as bad as half of your colleagues. I mean, are you for upholding rights instead of law enforcing?
Well, I think it consists of both. Yes.
No, because if my wife beats me up and I call you and you come into my home to protect me because my wife beat me up and there's marijuana in my ashtray. If you're a law enforcer, then you're looking to arrest me for the marijuana instead of upholding my rights. Well, I just want people to realize where you stand as a person because your perspective will affect the job we hired you to do. You know, you're here to protect our rights. That's your function. And this crap here, this is such I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, forgive me. Dog shit. This is dog shit. Anything you want to say to the thousands of people watching?
No, thank you.
Okay. Signaling off the window that I'm pulling over.
Wow. Yeah, I almost forgot. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to double tap that screen, guys. Give me some love. If you're interested in learning more about me and about what I do as a lawyer, I primarily do catastrophic injury cases, car accidents, big rig truck accidents, stuff like that. But I was falsely arrested years ago, and that's what inspired me to become an attorney. So naturally, I'm always interested in government accountability operations. And if you want to learn about how to become a lawyer with no law degree or undergrad like I did, you can pick up a copy of my book for $19.99. You can go to my YouTube homepage for $19.99, and you can pick up a copy of my journey to becoming a practicing lawyer with no law degree or undergrad. And I talk about the other states that have similar programs, like Alaska, for example, where you too can also learn how to become a lawyer. I mean, honestly, I don't think you have a chance unless you're a lawyer in today's legalistic society. But if you just want to get inspired or inspire a fellow family member who thinks you have to waste your time in the administrative, educational, industrial complex where you go in as a creative thinker and come out as a Marxist piece of garbage with green or pink hair or blue hair, you don't have to do that. There are other ways to become a lawyer without getting brainwashed into hating your country and going into some Marxist educational establishment. There's other ways to do it. And I am one of the very few people who have done so. And you can pick up a copy of my book for $19.99. Unfortunately, all I have available right now is the digital version of this book, My Journey to Becoming a Practicing Lawyer with No Law Degree or Undergrad. But you can pick up a copy of that for $19.99, and you can learn about my journey of how I did it and what led me to doing it. And by the way, it's been about 2 hours, so it's getting, let me really quick, I want to drop this link for you guys so you too can also continue watching the video. I have work to do. As you guys know, I'm also a lawyer, so I got to work on some cases today, guys, but I appreciate you joining me. I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the video where we went into some World War II tanks, the Churchill tank, and I think it was the Chieftain, if I'm not mistaken. Went into some different types of British tanks. And then if you go to the michaeleline.com website, I show you where I'm sitting in the German Panther tank that Jacques Littlefield rebuilt. And of course, I appreciate the super chats and the super stickers and all that. It really helps support the channel, motivates me to come back to do more of these. But guys, give me a bunch of ones for Chili and getting his channel back up and for him just continually winning and upsetting the so-called frauditor community, people who hate people who support the Bill of Rights and the Constitution like Dick Bag, people who hate you and the Constitution like Dick Bag, people who constantly lie and try and discredit your success as a lawyer, for example, lie and say that the only cases that you have as a lawyer would be published on Google, or therefore they're not true, when we know that 99.99% of cases never get filed in court, number one. And number two, Google does not publish cases that are filed as lawsuits. And number three, the only way you'll find out about all the cases that a lawyer has filed is by going to every single Superior Court website in the state of California and paying a fee and being a lawyer so you can access them. So any of you morons who think that this guy knows what he's talking about, you can stay morons. But if you want to learn about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and you want to learn how to be better Americans, instead of going to some indoctrination type YouTube channel by someone who thinks they're Clint Eastwood, if you want to learn about being a real American, come to my channel and I'll teach you about it. If you want to learn about America, the Bill of Rights, and how to be free from government, as opposed to being a puppet and a product of the state. If you want to learn about homeschooling and homesteading, this is the place that you do it. Now, for all of my members, if any of you have a website that you want me to promote on my michaeleline.com site, I'm all about creating parallel systems so we can get outside the system and make America a better place. Like the Amish, for example. We saw what the Biden administration tried to do to the Amish, tried to take down their farms, their dairy farms, sent a bunch of commie pinkos from Harvard or Yale, whoever he likes to put in positions of power with zero experience, who hate America. And we saw what he tried to do to those dairy farmers. If you're somebody who wants to help, you're somebody who wants to create parallel systems to make America a free place, free from government, because less government means more freedom, in the words of Ronald Reagan. This is the channel that you want to come to. And yeah, absolutely, BZ. Send me, well, BZ says tap security products, support BZ's channel. I'll add you to my michaeleline.com website, BZ. But other people too, any business that you have where you don't want to participate in pay-per-click or any of this garbage where you got to pay a bunch of money to people who hate you, people who donate money to politicians that hate your way of life. If you just want Team MPE to support you and your family, send me your business information and I'll help you support your business. And send me a little write-up, like a little, 400 word write-up or workup about your business. And I'll create a separate page on my website to help promote you. And I would hope that you would try to support me. Keep in mind that my primary business and the way I became successful was personal injury, ambulance chasing. So if you've been involved in a catastrophic motorcycle accident or a car accident, that's how I feed my family. But my passion is and always has been government accountability. And that's why I do these shows for you guys, for you, to try to make America a safer and better place for you and your family. And so if you want to pick up a copy of my ebook, by the way, I know I have one member who purchased a copy of my ebook. I need to talk to him. I know you sent me some contact info the other day, brother. Just that Thanksgiving kind of screwed things up. Yeah, Life Under, that was you. But I got you, Life Under. I got your back, brother. And by the way, if you want to purchase self-defense products, you want to protect your wife and kids, or you want them to be able to protect themselves where they're out of town, BZ Watchdog has a webpage. It's on the screen right now called tapssecurityproducts.com. What's the matter? You is sharing that. Let me see if I can throw it up there real quick. Boom. I think that's it. Well, hold on. That's BZ's channel. Here we go. Click on that link. What's the matter? You just put up. He has some amazing products. He did a show the other day, which kind of blew my mind. They were talking about the pepper spray and how it can blow back in your face and blind you. Of course, with me, like somebody pepper sprays me, I'm like, smells like freedom. It makes me want to fight, right? It makes me want to pull out my Glock 19 and start putting rounds down range. But for other people, it might blind them and make them resist fighting. So in that case, he has this amazing foam spray that doesn't blow back, that can like foam spray someone's face. So if you have a wife if you're not like a beast like BZ, right, where you can fight off 10 or 20 people, then you might want to consider getting some of his self-defense products for your wife or kids. So when you're not home, you have the ability to defend your family. And that's the whole point, guys. I want you guys to understand something. Like, I don't act like Chili. I don't think like Chili 100%, but I support Chili in his mission to make America a safer and better place. I don't act like BZ, right? We're not the same people, but we have to understand the concept of détente, which means we may not agree with everyone about everything, but there are key things that we agree on, which is that our rights come from a creator, natural law, that our rights come from God, not from government. And if our rights come from our creator, they can't be taken away by government. And that's why the Marxists and the academic industrial complex hate people like me, because they know that I will never agree with the concept that the government can take away my freedom. And they hate that because they want desperately to take away my freedom. Their DEI projects, right? Diversity, equity, inclusion, which really means hatred against people who aren't their color, who are them, like reverse racism. Oh, that's all it is. They hate that. They don't understand that when there are people like me who believe that we're all equal and that we should all be free, that there will be no need for government at that point, because they can no longer create division once we all unite behind a common cause. And what better cause to unite behind than the fact that our creator gave us these amazing rights, freedoms, and obligations and duties as well to look after our fellow man. And that's what I tried to present to you guys, is that we need to look after each other. And we need to understand that many of us have quirks. Many of us do things that other people may not like, but that's no reason to reject or throw out the baby with the bathwater. We need to look after one another to make America a safer place. Remember, the police are only 15 minutes away when seconds count. And so if you believe in the Second Amendment and you can get self-defense products to defend yourself and your family, like BZ Watchdog sells, you'll be in a better position. So with that being said, guys, thanks, Link. Thanks for joining my channel, Link. And please make sure to save my videos too, that little save button. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my channel's been getting radically restricted in the last couple of weeks, just like Chili. The more you talk truth, the more the government wants to shut you down. And we know that, come on, let's face it, this platform is definitely not a platform that supports natural rights or freedom, right? So do everything you can to support my channel by saving and liking and subscribing. And if you ever have any issues, like, you want to learn about natural rights, natural law, freedom, dignity, self-defense, this is the place that you want to come. And with that being said, again, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Double tap because I'm in vertical. That will give me some likes. And when the show's over, please make some comments. And again, if you or your family members have suffered a catastrophic injury in Texas or California, I'll do my best to try to help you. And if it was another state, I have a whole list of patriotic attorneys, primarily military vets in other states, who should be able to help you. But just reach out to me and I'll try to help you find someone who's trustworthy and honorable. And that's what we want, right? We want trustworthy, honorable people. Always remember, create parallel systems like Martin Luther King Jr. did. That's the key to this whole thing. Stop buying things at Target where they're trying to force like this multiple gender, like evil Luciferian religion on people. Trying to tell your boy he's a girl or your girl he's a boy. Homeschool your kids, get them away from these Marxist public school teachers and start doing the right thing. Do what you can to make sure your children's minds aren't poisoned by the administrative state. Once you do that, just like with Martin Luther King, they'll start paying attention and they'll stop trying to push this garbage on you and your family. Think about that. Think about what I'm saying. It's important, guys. If you love your country, if you love your family, you certainly will homeschool your children. You'll think about homesteading. You'll think about homeschooling. And you'll stop buying things from companies that pay money to politicians to destroy your children, which is exactly what you do, in my opinion, every time you shop at a place like Target. So, or buy Bud Light for another example. But with that being said, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Semper Fi, do or die.